There's got to be a first for everything.
There will be. I feel it. I can feel it in my bones.
Oh, it's in your bones.
One bone in particular.
Oh.
In the air
There's a live stream.
There is a live stream. We still don't have a cover photo for the...
Yeah, I know.
We should take a picture of a video.
Oh, look at that. No Quarters Net live stream. Holy shit.
That live stream.
Holy shit.
Live
Fucking
stream.
amateurs.
Yeah, seriously.
Surrounded by
Chuck,
fucking
stream.
amateurs, man.
Did you have it turned up, Chuck?
Yeah.
Was that you?
Oh, Chuck.
Yeah.
Talking about barf. You talking about barfing.
We're going to talk about gaming, so I'm going to switch to night mode in YouTube
Yeah, I did.
gaming.
Fucking amateur.
Damn right I did.
Yeah.
All right.
Amatre.
Here comes a hot tweet, you guys.
Tweet. Oh, tweet, motherfucker.
Okay.
Tweet.
You going to tweet?
They rounded everything. They rounded the tweet button. They rounded the little window.
Did they?
I've been over
Oh,
this
God.
shit because I've seen rounded avatars for a while on Tweetbot. I've had rounded avatars for a long time. Everyone's freaking out. I was like,
Well, aren't
what
you
changed?
a fucking round avatar?
Damn
fucking
straight I
hipster?
am.
Good job with the round avatar.
You know why I like round avatars? Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Huh. I didn't know Phil Lord and Chris Miller dropped out of the Han Solo movie.
Well, that's a shame.
That'll go well.
Tweet. Tweet.
Retweet.
Tweet.
Retweet.
Tweet.
What?
Tweet.
Chuck?
Tweet.
Tweety.
Retweet.
Tweet.
Do. What is this dropping frames bullshit?
Nope. No, it's not.
Um,
It's fine.
okay. Oh, I wonder if it didn't carry over the quality,
bits?
quality setting.
Fix your bits.
No, that's what it was before.
Bits. Boy, this chat is jumping.
It's always jumping.
Hey, chat.
What up, chat?
Yo. Chatters.
My name's Chet Chat. I like to talk to people on the internet. Also known as chatting. Chatting.
Spell my fucking last name wrong. You
That's how it was on your badge.
You fuck.
That's how it was on your
what's happening?
badge.
And I said that it was spelled incorrectly.
That's the
fucking
joke.
idiot.
Jesus.
Oh no, I don't have admin privileges on the No Quarters
Oh
account.
yeah, I need.
I
Hey,
can't-
how do we bounce?
can't
Hey,
give
just
Chuck-
really motherfuckers.
I
People are
gotta
gonna run
give
in
Chuck
here and
a
be like,
5-minute ban.
I'm going to tell you about the end of this video game that's 90 hours long.
Man,
It's a real shame when Cloud dies.
Cloud doesn't die.
didn't.
You're Cloud.
yeah.
What a twist. Like they've never killed off the person you're playing before.
Well, yeah, you die all the time if you suck.
Yeah.
I mean, like the Call of Duty one where the guy you're controlling is all of a sudden dead.
You're fucking banned from the chat.
Yeah.
Get out.
What's that guy's name?
I don't know. I don't even remember which one
Soap.
it is. There you go.
Soap.
I'm just telling
no,
you it happened.
Soap isn't the one who dies.
No, Soap is fine.
Frosty.
They don't drop the soap.
Yeah. Oscar Mike is his name.
His name is Oscar Mike.
Oscar.
His name is
Oscar.
Oscar the Mike.
Yeah.
The mic.
Michael Oscar.
Oh.
You gonna open them Yo MTV Raps cards, Chuck?
No.
Why?
Because we're doing a podcast.
You gonna taste a Switch cartridge?
I probably will.
Okay.
Totally
cool.
should. You got your
Yeah, I've got citrus.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm good.
you can wash that taste out.
Get that furniture polish taste out of your mouth
Yeah.
with some hot citrus.
So if you suck on a Switch cartridge enough, does it take that taste off of it,
I'm sure you could wear it off eventually.
Maybe.
or is it baked in to the plastic, never to recede?
It's just a permanent supply. It just
It never ends.
regenerates.
But only 13 times.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. All right.
All right. I don't know what was the brief dropping of frames, but fuck it.
Yeah, man.
Ain't nobody here anyway.
We are like the dropping
Haven't
of
we
frames
been-
to him.
Haven't we been like routinely dropping a handful of frames at the beginning and then it smooths out?
Maybe.
Heavens to Betsy. Who knows?
I just noticed the little thing that should be green went yellow and then red and then came back. So I don't know.
All right.
All right.
Maybe it's just cycling through.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Just had to
Just
load
like
up some
hit-
bits.
Here's some
Balance
colors.
the stream. I noticed that happens with live streaming fairly regularly. It starts off, it'll just go, and then
and then it finds its way.
finds its rhythm.
Right.
Yep.
Much like us in life.
Yeah.
You must fail and then succeed. Find your rhythm.
And then fail again, and then succeed.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
fail again,
And continue to fail and get
and then
promoted.
succeed.
Well, that's if your goal is
Fail
middle
again.
management, where we
Yeah.
fail upwards,
I like it.
like
All
the
right.
Grateful Dead.
Or the Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead.
Or the Grateful Dead.
Yes, just like that.
Yeah. Good call, Chuck.
Thanks. Let's do podcast.
Let's do a refreshing podcast.
Effervescent.
All right, welcome to No Quarters, episode 91.
Hey.
It's a motherfucking video game podcast.
Hey, it is.
Wow.
And man, it's been a while.
It has
It's been like 2.5 months.
It has been 7 million dog years.
It's been, yeah, approximately, yes. But
Good.
anyway, I'm Mackie,
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And I'm Harlow.
and we're back, and we're going to talk about video games.
Are we?
I don't know how to do that.
It's been a while, I know.
Uh-huh.
We had a lot of shit going on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had places to be,
Yeah.
other podcasts to make,
And for like 2 of those months, none of us played anything.
It's true.
or some of us just played the same game
Exactly.
over and over,
Yeah.
and, you know.
So we waited till
Yeah.
we had something to talk about.
And now we got a jam-packed episode for you.
We waited just a little bit too long.
We might have.
Just a skosh.
Yeah. But why don't you get us started, Harlow? I think you've got the newest
Oh, okay.
of what we have.
Yeah.
At least your first few are newer than anything the rest of us have.
Yeah, one of them isn't the newest of new, but it's new to me, and it's the one I spent the most time with, I would say.
Okay.
And that's Ghost Recon Wildlands. Or Old Man Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands.
oh.
There we go.
How's he doing?
He's doing all right, I think. Well, no, he's actually not at
Yeah.
all.
Old man Clancy is dead as shit.
I mean,
Is Tom Clancy dead?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
yes. He
He's
is.
been dead for
while.
35 years.
Yeah.
and
Man,
has
how
put
does
out
he keep
600
making so many
books.
video games then?
The man works.
yeah.
Man.
From the grave.
Is he like Tupac where he just had
Yep.
made all these video games?
It's right there
and
in the
then
name.
they-
Ghost Recon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was
shit,
ghostily
man.
reconstituted as a video game man.
So, I've never. I wouldn't say I dislike any Ghost Recon games, but they've never really done anything for me. It is okay to just be kind of neutral on a video
Yeah.
game. It's not.
They
it's
exist.
Not
They
everything is
exist.
polar.
People like
one
them.
thing or the other. So.
They can enjoy them.
Yeah. So
None of us play them ever.
I mean, I think I tried original Ghost Recon. Even going back to I've never really cared about Rainbow Six games all that much either. I think I played a little bit of Vegas at one point in time.
I think I tried Graw one time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Some people like
that's the thing.
Raw.
Is like every few, I'm like, maybe I'll try this again. And usually I'm like, this is a lot of squad combat bullshit. You know, a lot of 5 minutes of planning for a 30-second assault.
Yeah.
And I usually kind of go, nah, I just want to shoot dudes.
I thought the
Yeah.
last one was okay.
Or Warfighter, Advanced
Future
War,
Soldier.
Future Soldier. Is that what
Oh.
it was?
Ghost Recon Future Soldier.
So Advanced Warfighter was before that.
Oh, yeah, Graw was
Graw.
like 10 years ago.
Oh no, not
man.
Advanced. What was the first one where they exploded out the guns? Was that Graw? Remember where they?
Oh, when they had the connect and you could do the pull the hands
yeah,
apart. And
exactly.
It
That was Future Soldier.
Gunsmith. Or,
That was
okay,
Future Soldier?
Yeah.
Future Soldier. Okay, sure.
would go, Future Soldier.
Ghost Future Soldier.
Anywho, I've been always been pretty lukewarm on most of the Tom Clancy games, for that matter. I mean, I warmed a little bit to Splinter Cell, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Because Splinter Cell's pretty good.
Yeah, Wildlands is most decidedly my jam,
Oh.
and it's mostly because, and I'm guessing maybe longtime Ghost Recon people probably hate it because it's such a shift from how they used to play. I couldn't say because I didn't play Future Soldier, but
Future Soldier.
maybe that's a little. This is much more quick. Like you are playing a character that you can customize a little bit, and you're leading a squad of 3 other dudes around, but they're pretty autonomous and just come into play when you want them to. I mean, the commands can be as simple as I want you to go stand over there. I want you to follow me. I want you to start shooting. And they're like a quick button press. But the best feature is that you can line up targets a la sort of like Assassin's Creed, I guess, was that Brotherhood where they first started that?
Yeah.
Where you can basically say, okay, on my go, I want you to murder. And so you can basically line up, you have to do some upgrades, but you can line up 3 other targets and you can either say murder or do a simul shot as I shoot somebody.
Yeah.
So
Is there an eagle's cry as you do that, like in Assassin's Creed?
No, unfortunately not.
Aw.
You may be delivering freedom to the drug rattled world of
Bolivia.
Bolivia. Yeah, fake Bolivia, as it tells you at the beginning. But-
Bolivia?
yes, Folivia. Folivia.
There it is.
But yeah, I mean, it's just your squad combat is extremely satisfying, and everything else is kind of like a mix between GTA 3, 4, 5 style open world, take some vehicles, do whatever you want kind of thing.
Go to a checkpoint and get a mission type thing.
Kind of thing, yeah. To like the things I like about Far Cry, like base infiltration, being stealthy, but not in that like, okay, hide out here for 5 minutes and wait for the perfect opportunity. More like, just distract and or get this guy away from them so you can kill him and the other people won't see it, kind of thing. It's simplified stealth.
But if shit goes
It's
wrong,
not like
you're
Hitman
not.
stealth. It's
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, if
If
shit
shit goes wrong, you're not stuck.
no, you can pull out the big guns and go loud and get it done, and you can curry favor with the locals because there's like a local militia fighting against the drug warlords. So as you kind of become more friendly with them, they start giving you some skills, and then you can do other little side missions that speed up the ability the ability cooldown kind of thing. So like you can have them deliver you different vehicles. You can call in for some help. Which is pretty much your go loud option. You can call them in to just distract them away from somewhere. So if you just don't even want to kill anybody, you can kind of almost play a mostly pacifist playthrough if you're really patient, because you can just knock dudes out and like call them to distract them and go in and just finish the thing. So there's lots of ways to do things.
So you can just 40 beats per minute those motherfuckers?
Pretty much, yeah. There's ways to knock them out and not kill them.
All right.
And in fact, some of the missions are like grab this lieutenant and scare him and extract some information out of him, and then you just knock them out and leave them.
Yeah.
It's kind of like go tell your friends. Yeah. So I was really digging this game to begin with because I mean it's a gorgeous game. I got it on the PS4. I understand it's like one of the games that looks better on the PS4 Pro. They actually did some serious optimization for this game, and that it's one of those like test bed games that you see in everything like listed on PC of like this is the game you can like crank the graphics up and show off your EP.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I was really digging this game, and I think I officially fell in love with this game as I was like I made a nice lady soldier, and I was flying a helicopter around, and I kind of like the helicopters are a little weird in this. Like I've gotten good at them now, but they're a little different from like how other games work, and so like one of my first flights, I was just trying to pitch it to the side to kind of turn, and I basically almost like I was encroaching on a barrel roll, like I turned more than 90
Sweet.
degrees right, and sirens and stuff started going off, and my nice lady soldier just went shit balls, and I was like, I fucking love this game. I love this game to death now because that's one of my favorite random curses that I just say all the time, and I was like, thank you game for putting that in. And yeah, the incidental banner is a little gung-ho military fuck yeah, but it's kind of funny. It's like you're mostly nameless. I assume they have names. I don't really care what the other three dudes are. It's Murder Guy 1,
Why
2, and
would
3. But they have some funny banter, and they actually kind of have some personality, sort of like Bad Company, where like they'll just be incidentally talking about something, and they're not all just like, let's go murder them. Like one guy's just kind of like always kind of playing the devil's advocate to everything. Like one guy's like, fuck yeah, let's do this. And the other guy's like, well, they're probably just kind of like trying to live their lives and stuff. Or like this
How'd
one
you
guy,
get this job?
yeah, this one guy will be like, man, those are really nice sports cars those guys have. And the other one's like, yeah, like I'd really like to have one of those one day, but legitimately. And so it's just like,
Sure.
it's just kind of funny that like they kind of added some balance to the,
Yeah.
but this could go totally.
So, did you play any co-op?
No.
Because it sounds like it's designed for kind of like almost like drop in, drop out.
Yeah. Okay. So if you
Four
have
people.
if you have a group of friends, I could see that being a lot of fun. One friend, not so much, because one person joins, all the AI people go away. So it's
Oh.
just the two of you.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No backup.
Yeah. Exactly. So you're kind of putting yourself at a disadvantage unless you have a full team to go around.
Okay.
Well,
Well, that's a shame.
I've mostly just been playing through and putting on like invite only. I figure someone might message me and say, "Yeah, can I join?" I'll probably be like, no, unless you bring 2 other people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's one way to make friends, is
Yeah.
by making people bring friends with them.
that's right. Yes.
So
Yeah, that-
if you leave your squad mates alone, then are they capable enough to kill things, or is it kind of like you have to set up? Okay, we're all simultaneously kill shotting and
no, I mean,
having to do that, or
I've dropped them accidentally into some really bad shit, and like, because like if you go down as soon as they're clear, they'll run over. Like you have a countdown timer for how long they have to run over and revive you, and
Yeah.
and you know there are perks to make that longer, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, the usual.
Yeah. I've rarely ever been in a situation where they didn't come and revive me. I got in one really bad firefight where I think I crashed. It was when I was still trying to learn helicopters. I crashed in like the middle of like basically a cartel occupied town, and we were just fucked. And so like I was down, and I watched the rest of my squad mates get little red crosses over them, so they all died, and so it was basically a team wipe. So
Yeah.
otherwise, yeah, they will generally fight their way out and come over and save you. They're also they teleport through time and space. So it's super video gaming, but it doesn't matter. So like if you jump on a motorbike, which is just you, you'll be like, we'll catch up, which basically means as soon as you jump off the bike, they just go boop behind you, and they're just
Yeah.
immediately there. Same thing if you like take off in a helicopter and don't wait for them to board. Yeah, it's cool because they get little animations where they get in all the various seats, but you just take off and like 5 seconds later they just go boop 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 and pop in all the all the spots.
it's
So,
the stuff that makes the game fun.
exactly.
and that-
yeah, it breaks the realism, but it just
It's
means-
better than the alternative.
right. Kind of like I was complaining about like Mafia 3, like the fact that there is no fast travel. It's like that's kind of cool, but also fuck you a little bit because like it's a video game and I don't want to have to drive everywhere
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like just if you want me to like I like a game that just keeps you playing forever and
Yeah.
like you hit a certain point where it's like I don't want to drive there. Just let me go there. I've been there 1,000 times. So
Especially the size that studios are making games these days, like the size in square kilometers or miles.
this is a big ass map.
You have to have fast travel.
Yeah.
It's impossible to have. If you expect somebody to walk like across Montana in a video game, then you have failed.
Yeah, and that I mean the map in Mafia 3 is like pretty big, but nowhere near as big as this. So it's not awful, but this, yeah, I mean, you can't fast travel everywhere, but there's plenty of places.
Yeah.
At least get you closer. And the cool thing is, like later as you play the game, I don't know if I'm doing something that is making them pop up more. But it used to be I'd fast travel to a place. There might be a motorcycle, maybe a truck. Now it seems like a lot of ones I'm going to, like there's a helicopter there. So it's like I don't know if I did something where it's like, well, I have better vehicles there now, or if I'm just at further stages that have better things sitting there.
You have wrecked so many of the bases that they are consolidating all
might
of their
be.
helicopters into their remaining bases.
That's possible, yeah. But
And they also know that you're fucking coming,
That's
so they
true.
have to get the fuck out of there.
so I'll back up for a second. Like this game has had some things to get over to win me over, and they're super pedantic. But like I was kind of already coming from this is Ghost Recon's. I'm probably not going to like it kind of thing, or not like hate it. Just this is not going to be my thing.
Yeah.
But I fired it up, and it's as with all modern games on consoles. It's most of them, I should say. You put the game in, it does whatever updates through the dashboard, and then it's like, cool, this is a disc. We're going to install the game. So you're like sitting there for another 20 minutes while this copies to the hard drive. And while it's going through, you're kind of reading some game hints, some sort of history of the Ghost Recon thing.
Uh-huh.
And it's just it is riddled with like literary inaccuracies, like or like just things that are like they're horrible grammatical mistakes.
Oh.
Like switching between like in one tooltip thing, like going from Oxford comma to no Oxford comma, just like on one page, and like I get it if like different teams wrote whatever thing, but I don't care. Just pick one, and and like it just seemed like somebody was like
Have a style
someone
sheet.
like had this comma button, and they just kind of went a little nuts with it because like it seemed like there were places where there were commas they shouldn't be. Again, super pedantic and.
But still a hill that has to be conquered.
Yeah, and like I was just sitting there for this to go, and I'm like, oh, really? Like I just started reading because like what else was I gonna do? And yeah, and then it just I kind of got in the game. I was like, okay, all right, yeah, and like it just won me over completely. So
Yeah.
Cool.
and I'm still playing it. The crazy thing is I couldn't tell you how many hours I put in. I feel like I've barely made any progress. Like I've cleared. It's kind of like any open world game that has like a hierarchy system where like you can like clear out this area, like basically take out the head, and most of the cartel stuff goes away from that area. I think I've taken out like 3 cartel underbosses or whatever, which is nothing on the giant web of you've got this like thing that looks like the police, like, okay, this guy's connected to this, but he worked for this person, so like you're just kind of like taking out this spider web of cartel people, and I've just killed like 3
Organization, sure.
there you go, org chart, and I've killed like 3 of them out of, and they're like nothing compared to the big people.
So there's still time for me to play this with you once I
Absolutely
finish all the other open world games that I have, and by the time 2027 rolls around,
sure
there'll still be gameplay for me to get.
I'd start over. I don't even care. So I dig this game a lot. So
Cool. It's good to start with a recommendation.
Yeah.
It's this next one isn't really going to be a recommendation or anti-recommendation because I haven't put enough time in it, but I just put it on the list because I did fire it up, and I'll talk a little bit more later why. But I tried the new Prey, the one that they just simply called Prey, to make it very confusing as to which Prey you're going to play.
Right. Parentheses 2017.
Right.
Right.
Kind of like they
Close
did with
parentheses.
The Prey.
Evil Dead. Or no, that was actually The Evil Dead versus Evil Dead.
Yep.
Still.
Yeah. Prey.
I feel like everything I'm gonna have to say about this game is exactly what everybody else has said about this game. So far, the setting is 100% the thing about this game that is cool. Like everything else about this game so far seems awfully generic, but the whatever place you're in that feels, I mean, how little I've played, I can only liken it to like it feels like you're in the Aperture Science building, where it's just nothing is what it appears, and it's all a series of things to fuck with you in some sort of way, and you've got to figure out by the end why they're doing that.
Sure.
But like just the attention to detail of all the little objects and things you can interact with are very interesting, and I mean it's like an all-star of level design so far as I can tell. My experience has not gone much past that. I mean, I've probably only played a little bit more than an hour, maybe. And I also didn't play that much of the original Prey, so I don't think, as far as I can tell, I don't even know why they called it this, because so far I can't tell that there's any relation between the two.
There is not.
Okay.
No.
So they just straight up took the name and said, we like this, and we're going to do something with
It's
its
the
name?
extended Prey universe.
Okay. I mean, I know Prey original, like, eventually involves aliens and, like, you go up in like an alien spaceship, so maybe that's where this is going. Like, this is going to Dark City at the end. I don't know. I can't tell. But the main conceit of the game is you're going through this, like, testing thing that you don't really know why, and they're making you do these weird little tests of personality and agility and all this stuff. And the weird thing is like, it feels like they're also kind of messing with you from a video game standpoint, because like as soon as I started doing these things where it's like, okay, hit this button and run over here and hit this button as fast as you can, I thought it was just like going to be the video game, like, do you want to invert your controls? Do you like this button?
Right.
Yeah, and like it never asks you that.
Oh.
It's just, it feels like that part of the game that you would be doing in other games. Like, do you like how this controls? And it doesn't do that at all. It's literally like, run over here, push this button, and the guys just go, oh, well, that's kind of weird. Like, did I do that wrong? But then eventually, like, shit goes crazy, and there are these little black spider creature things that are called mimics, and they are like gooey tentacle creatures that can disguise themselves as other things, which is really weird because you'll just be walking around a room looking at random shit, and a coffee cup will just suddenly go and like turn into this spider thing and just start fucking attacking you.
I've had that happen.
Yeah, that's a bad
so
night
it's
right there.
The whole thing is like designed to make you very jumpy, so it's kind of got that Alien Isolation thing of like, oh, this is all really cool, and look at that, oh shit, I was busy looking at things and now I'm being murdered.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm going to play more of it. It's not like an immediate like, oh, fuck this game. I just didn't get a lot of chance to play it yet. So
Yeah, that one's kind of been on my radar.
Yeah.
I'd like to
Yeah,
play it.
I've had a ton of people recommend it,
Yeah.
but it just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just all the other games I'm involved with now, but That's one that I'm like, I might play that, but I have no burning desire to get into it for some reason.
Yeah,
Even though people like a few other people have been like, it's like BioShock, but if it actually played well and wasn't shit. And I'm like, huh?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
I
it
wonder how
sounds like
BioShock plays.
like it's got that interesting bit of like the environment is what's drawing you in, but
Exactly.
it actually plays well when you're trying to play the game.
Yeah. I wish it like made a stronger first impression, so I could just be like, yeah, I've only barely played this, but fuck yes, you have to play this. It's just right now, it's like, yeah, this is pretty good, and I got it dirt cheap, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, it's a good way to get games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dirt cheap.
Okay, I guess I'm still going.
Yeah.
Speaking of games that did
Keep
not
it up,
get dirt
man.
cheap, I paid all the money for this game.
Okay.
that I think you can just about.
Uh-huh.
I got Injustice 2
Ah.
because I think I seem to recall that I might have said I really like the Injustice game, and
Yeah.
that's because I do, and so Injustice 2 is more of that.
I watched people playing that at a video game bar.
Yeah.
Yep.
That game is really good looking.
It really is. Okay, so I'll start off with the bitching, and then I'll talk about how good it is. So I bought because I knew I like Injustice, and I read a little bit about some of the characters that were coming out. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna want that, and so I just bought the like crazy Ultimate Edition. Like, give me all the DLC, everything. However, if you buy the Ultimate Edition, you don't get Darkseid, the fucking pre-order bonus guy. And I'm going to go on
because you
record
didn't
as saying
pre-ordered it.
I'm going
Pre-ordered
to go on record as saying if you buy the Ultimate Edition of something, that better fucking come with everything. If I'm going to give you $100 American dollars, I want everything your game is ever going to make.
Jesus.
Now maybe they're just going to time delay it and be like, all right, Ultimate people, now you get Darkseid. Maybe just to make the pre-order people feel better. If that's the case, fine. I will rescind my bitching.
That's what the wrestling does.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. So I'm hoping that's coming, but because right now it's annoying that I have like a black silhouette figure guy that like should be there, and they didn't even like put him over the side like these are the DLC people. He's like front and center like yeah, you should have fucking Darkseid, right? And he's cool because like we saw people playing him.
He looks so.
And he's just like so passe, like hands behind the back, just like I don't give a fuck. Just come at me, bro.
That it was a great character design.
It's really good. Okay, so I guess while I'm talking about the negative, it's not a negative to me because I don't really care that much. Most of the character designs are similar to like the new 52 DC guys, i.e., they look kind of fucking stupid. Like, I don't understand what it was with DC a few years ago when they rebooted everything, where they're like, every superhero needs a turtleneck collar version of their superhero costume. And I don't...
You got to protect your neck.
Yeah, apparently you do. Because, yeah, like, I don't get that. It seemed like everybody got that the last go-round, where it was just like, there's too much shit around your head. I don't get this. Like, everyone gave them that weird, like, Michael Keaton Batman thing where like you can't move your head side to side. But whatever. I don't care. Like to me, this is DC characters in an alternate reality. Like so, it doesn't bother me. I don't like go Batman doesn't look right. You're supposed to look like this one. I don't care. I will say like of all the designs, the Joker design is fucking stupid. Like really dumb. It's kind of like they were like, well, we want to do. Jared Leto, but like not exactly. Like we wanted to be just different enough, but we're gonna kind of go with that dumb design. So it doesn't make any sense, and also it doesn't make any sense for him to be in the game. But anyway, but no, as far as the positive, it's a good looking fighting game. It's a good playing fighting game. All of the new, not fatalities, the new super moves are very cool, I think. Again, that's just still one of the most fun things. I've heard people complain about that, like, I don't want to have to wait like 20 seconds and watch something in the middle of a fight. I'm like, that's fucking cool. Like, the Batwing picks you up, takes you up to the sky, gives you like the fucking bat signal in front of the moon, and then drops you and starts shooting you on the way down. Like, that's fun. But, whatever. And yeah, the story mode is still hella fun. Like, I don't what was it, Mortal Kombat 9 where they first started that whole like branching storyline thing? Like that was genius. Whatever person at Midway came up with that is such a nice thing for you to be able to play a fighting game and not just be like, yeah, play through the story mode.
Yeah.
Like, because like the
Yeah, I beat it with one guy. Now to play with the next guy.
right or back in the day there wasn't even story modes. It was just go through the ladder and there you're done.
Yep.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
you
then
get
Tekken, we could do
maybe
a nonsensical cutscene right afterwards. Like a panda would hug a bear, and then it would end. And your guy would walk in front of the frame and cross his arms.
I think Dead or Alive was probably the worst of like. Is this a story mode? Like they were
Yeah.
just cutscenes after the
Yeah.
fights, and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
There's always some weird finale for the character, and you're like, wait, what?
Or yeah, they just go out to a boat and hang out.
yeah.
It's like,
Hey, let's go to a movie.
and this one was like, what if we made a video game about the shit when they're not fighting, like when they're just hanging out playing volleyball and whatever.
Totally.
Yep.
Yeah.
Team
Anyway,
Ninja.
but no, I mean, yeah, these, I mean, they're good stories. I mean, you may or may not like where they go, but like they're doing something, and it's a full-fledged story, and I appreciate that.
So is it a direct continuation of the story from the first one?
Yep.
Good. Perfect. That's
Yeah.
what I want.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like here's some time has passed and new shit has come to light, dude. Yeah, but they've already released, besides Darkseid, the pre-order guy, they've released one DLC guy that I've got, and that's Red Hood.
Uh-huh.
Jason Todd. Oh, spoiler, sorry. Whatever, they say it clearly right
I
on the
know.
game, but I think it's common knowledge at this point. But yeah, I mean, and so they're making good on putting out characters. So. I know. I think Sub-Zero is the Mortal Kombat person that's going to make the crossover into this one now.
Ooh.
I know Black Manta. Like you can clearly tell that's who it is based on his silhouette. Other than that, I haven't really looked. I just kind of scrolled over because they have like the placeholder ones, and clearly it was like, oh well, obviously that's Black Manta. Who else has a weird, dumb like bubble head like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty fun, and I do like that. They have like loot boxes now, which is kind of a new thing, which could or could not make you like the game, but it's kind of like a carrot on the stick thing of like, all right, cool, like I'll get this piece of gear and it gives me a slight modifier to this character.
Oh, so it's not just skins; it's actually
No. Like there's actually like you get like better gauntlets, and it sort of changes the way you look, but it also has stats attached to it. So it's kind of like Soul Calibur 1-ish, if you ask me.
So it's
though
like
that-
Tiger
Shit, loot
Woods.
boxes.
but
Eat shit, loot boxes.
well, you don't pay for them,
I know.
okay.
I bet you can though.
maybe.
I guess the question is: are the drops random, or is it
Yeah,
actually?
but I
like-
mean it seems like I'm not getting like double gear or anything like that. I'm getting like shit I didn't have for people. So I think it's like everyone you open, it's like here's something you didn't have, and you can like if you like what a gear looks like and or does like, and you level up past when it becomes useful, there's like a re-roll option which costs like some of your space dollars that you earn while you're playing the game, which is plentiful. Like
DC bucks.
it's like it's credits or coins with a K. I don't know. It's not, but it's something like that. Like every time you do a fight, it's like here's some shekels, and
Well, that's nice.
Mortal Coin Bat, my favorite game.
I mean, you can use it to buy the boxes, or you can just like re-roll gear or unlock new skins. Now, some of the skins are actually really cool. That's what I was started in on. So like Hal Jordan Green Lantern's there, but one of the skins is like John Stewart Green Lantern. So all the same moves and everything just looks completely different.
Yes.
And it's cool because like Captain Cold for some reason is one of the people they picked. Probably because they're trying to promote their extended universe, and he's one of the Legends of Tomorrow because they've got Firestorm on there too, which like most people would be like, what the fuck is that?
Fuck that. I want Legends of Today.
Yeah. So Captain Cold's in
Yeah.
there, but like there's a skin that turns him into Mr. Freeze.
Okay.
Same moves. It's just like because they're very similar characters. So yeah. So some of that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Like you can turn Supergirl into Power Girl. Like not really the same character at all, but different Earths.
Yeah.
Different Earths.
One has a boob window, the other one does not.
That's true. Yeah. But yeah, no, I like these games, and the characters are fun, and I like their movesets and things that are happening. They're complicated, but not too complicated. I think that's what I like about them. They're not like,
Yeah.
hey, Street Fighter, learn this move that only like 1% of people can pull off because you have to do like 3 half circles and all 4 buttons. And, no, it's just like
So it's still made by the Mortal Kombat team, right?
Yeah,
so
it's still
mostly
NetherRealm,
like
yeah.
back punch and
mostly
that sort of
like
stuff.
there's a couple half circle moves, but yeah, mostly like forward, back, and then like the hard things to pull off like the super move. It's just you just hit both triggers. Like I think there's a
Yeah.
button combination that you can do it too if you're playing on a true arcade joystick and you don't want to bother, but like it's really just like click, go.
Yeah, so those are I assume like the X-ray moves in Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah, they don't it's DC, so that nothing's like super gory.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's
But it was like a super move that
right.
they might be able to get out to dodge it, but
Yeah.
generally speaking, they're kind of fucked if they get hit by it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's still up to you to like pull off at the right time. Like
Yeah.
if they're blocking and you, or some people's like it's right in front of them. Other people, it's like they throw a thing out in front of them. So you have to kind of like know the distance to where to
So you
kick
can
off your
waste
super
it
move.
and get furious.
And I think there's like one or two people that you have to do it in the air, like because they'll come flying down and start their thing. But
Yeah.
yeah. Like I said, at this point, I feel like from Mortal Kombat 9 on, you're in on these games or not because they're all kind of skins of each other, kind of thing. That they still don't. I mean, nothing's. I like it, but there's nothing as annoying as like the crypt, where it's just like, oh fuck me, this is gonna take me forever to unlock this shit.
Yeah, the crypt did
like
kinda suck.
this just feels more like it's that, but more random and not as necessary feeling. Like the crypt had that like I have to go through and unlock everything feeling. This is just like, oh cool, I got a new thing that's slightly better. Great, kind of like the Diablo thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chuck, you played one that Harlow also played.
I did. I played Danger Zone.
Danger Zone.
Danger Zone. It's Burnout Crash Mode.
Yeah?
Yes.
Is by the people who made Burnout Crash Mode?
3 or 4 of them.
Okay.
Some
Yeah.
quantity.
A handful of
Is
people.
it the same team as Dangerous Golf?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same people.
All right.
They're like a dozen. That's it. It's a
Yeah.
very small company, and they're just making tiny games. This is like a $12 digital download. Literally, all it is Burnout Crash Mode, and it is stripped down to you're basically in a holodeck, and all the intersections are computer generated holograms.
Okay.
And you've just got one car, and it still gives you the flyover and everything, and it's like, okay, look, there's some stuff over here, there's some stuff over there, go. But it's all, there's no environments. It's all within like this weird computer warehouse.
Yeah.
But it's more levels of Burnout Crash Mode,
yeah.
and I'm totally fine with that. It's, for what it is, a $12 game made by 6 people or whatever, is pretty good under those conditions. It's, your immediate reaction is going to be like, oh man, this ain't as good as what I remember Burnout Crash Mode, because you're also remembering Burnout with it.
Well, and having an environment to interact
exactly,
in.
yeah.
Right.
This isn't that. I mean, you will get like multi-level highways and stuff like that, but it's just like there's no.
It's like wireframes of highways.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's a little bit disappointing.
It's
but, I mean,
it's quiet. There's no
music,
no
like-
DJ Atomica. There's no music.
is there an afterburn in it? Where like you build up a meter that you
Yes.
can blow
Explode?
yourself
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
and
There is
move?
that, but
Crash Breaker. That's
but
what
Yeah,
it is.
Crash Breaker,
they've
that's
taken
what it
out the thing that I used to think was so satisfying was how you would kind of pump the button
Yeah.
to build the meter. Like you'd have the meter full, and then you trigger it, and then you have to wail on the button to really get it to
And
go.
you kind of slide.
Yeah. Well, there is aftertouch. You can do that, but like the whole like pumping it up to explode isn't there. You just hit the
I
button.
totally forgot about that, but yeah, that's the weirdest thing about this is like the whole game just feels kind of hollow, but it's kind of okay too.
Yeah.
Like that's all right.
It's
Like,
totally fine. It's just you used to think about this game as being a part of Burnout when like you could do some of these levels and then just go play more Burnout. That this is all that it is. And you just recognize from the beginning, oh, this is very stripped down. Like your car has like 2 models, which is basically intact and crushed. there is no like vehicle damage on your
Yeah.
car. It's just either burned to a crisp or fine.
which is strange because I mean, it feels like they cut all the corners where they should have because like the physics are pretty good. Like the car driving prior to crash feels a little floaty, but not awful.
No,
Like-
it surprisingly felt pretty
Yeah.
good for what it was. I thought it was just going to be total chaos, just like I'm steering like a maniac, and
Right.
I can't, which way am I going?
But it's weird. This feels like a game, and like this is something I never do, which is probably why I kind of had that hollow feeling about it. Is this feels like a game where they were like, yeah, turn on your music and just play this game with it because we're not bringing any of that to the table.
Yeah.
Like this is the thing that you should just be almost doing something else and doing this at the same time. Like it feels like a game that you would put on the second monitor on the PC.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
and
does it
play
almost
in a
feel like
window.
a mobile game? Like
no,
where you don't even
no,
need
no,
the
it's
sound
better
to
than
play
that.
it.
It's better
Okay.
than that.
Yeah, the sound like the crash sounds and stuff are pretty good. It's just it feels like a thing you would just kind of occupy yourself on a PC, like literally like on a second window, like while you're kind of watching YouTube over there, and like that's boring for a second. Boom,
Listening to podcasts,
Yeah.
Just doing other stuff. But it's totally serviceable. It's fine. If it had been more than $12, I might have been like, I don't know, guys. But $12 at launch, which means it's going to be $6 by Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good. There's not a lot of content in it. There's only like 3 tiers of tracks.
Yeah.
But I mean, it took me a couple hours to clear out the first tier.
So does it run better than Dangerous Golf did?
Oh yeah. Yes,
So you figure that's
absolutely.
probably why they went with wireframe stuff, was to keep it running better.
Well,
because I know Dangerous Golf hit points where it was like, okay, we're at like 5 frames a second. Here.
The physics of Dangerous Golf broke Dangerous Golf because there was so much stuff in the environment that you were interacting with. Don't get me wrong. Like when I'm saying this is wireframe, it's not. It's not like everything looks computer simulation. It's just it's all drawn in as they're showing you the level, and there are different entry points in this big room where cars are materializing in and out.
Okay.
But like once you're on the road it's all solid graphics. There's no
Okay.
It's not like a demo or anything. It's not like a proof of concept. It's nothing like that. It's just that the walls are non-existent, and that's where the computer like grid
Okay.
is.
Well, I seem to remember Crash Mode being like that anyway. In like Revenge, it was
the cars would
the
just
cars
kind of
would
vanish.
just kind of appear
Yeah.
at the edge of the screen.
Yeah. This part of this seems like cutting corners. Another part of it kind of feels like an ESRB thing of you can't just go out in traffic and murder people. You have to come up with some dumb reason why this isn't actual vehicular combat,
Yeah.
So it just seemed like, well, we'll make it a holodeck, and that seemed to be all right. But yeah, the physics are good. It wouldn't work on a phone, I don't think. I don't think a
Okay.
phone would be strong enough to make it make sense.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's totally fine.
So it's cheap and worth getting.
Yeah. It's a good, play a couple levels, and then I think it would be one of those you've been playing like a long open world game or something, and you're tired, and you're like,
Yep.
I'm going to do a
Like
couple
Uno
levels.
used to be for
Yes,
us.
just
Yeah.
play a couple of hands and move on.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I mean I did like 3 in a row, and I was like, yeah, no, this is a game you shouldn't try to marathon. Just quit this now and go do
Just
something
come
else.
back to it every once in a while.
Yeah,
when you just have a little gaming time.
Did they put it out on Vita?
I don't think they did.
Because that does sound like
They
a
didn't put it out on
perfect Vita game.
Xbox.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was Xbox,
no.
not PS4. Oh, it's the other way around.
PS4 and
Okay.
PC only.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's how Dangerous Golf was for a long time. It took
Might have
them
been, yeah.
a while before they put it on
I
Xbox.
can't imagine how shitty Dangerous Golf runs on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe they were like, we're going to wait for that Scorpio.
Because just that the way you describe that sounds like a good Vita game where it's like, okay, I'm going to play a few of these and then put it down.
I could see that, although I don't know if the Vita could run it.
Yeah. Probably not.
It's a lot of physics.
Poor Vita.
Yeah.
Got left behind.
Yeah.
Didn't they talk about the Vita at E3?
They mentioned it.
They mentioned it.
Someone said Vita. There was a Vita game that was showed.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
So they haven't completely
Wow.
forgotten
Undertale.
about it yet.
Undertale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
They were like, and it's coming to Vita. And everyone was like, what's the Vita?
Oh, my God.
Anyway.
Poor Vita.
Yeah.
I love my Vita, but man.
Hey, speaking of this shitty Xbox,
Oh.
I mean, not that shitty because I got this game for free and I'm about to talk about it.
Oh.
Well, all right.
Free games. The best kind.
I don't know why. Like, let me back up and say, I'd seen this game and I'd seen pictures from it and everything, and I always just kind of like looked at the character models and went, "Fuck everything about that."
Uh-huh.
I mean, I played Super Mega Baseball Extra Innings, and first off, it's baseball, so fuck that. And then
What's wrong with baseball?
I don't know.
Playing baseball is good. Watching baseball is boring.
I think the problem was after 3 strikes, I was out.
Well, moving on.
Yeah.
Get out.
All right. Sorry. No, the character models are just dumb. Like I don't know. They look sort of like Clash of Clans-ish. Like we're gonna have large, exaggerated features and stuff.
No.
They look like that golf game that came out on the Xbox One, the Power.
A little bit. No, I mean they're squattier and weirder looking. Turns out I was completely wrong. This game is hella fun. So like all preconceived
twist.
all preconceived notions towards this game
Seventh inning
are
swerve.
completely wrong. It's not quite NBA Jam. I'd say it's more like NBA Street level of funness to baseball. So like it's a stupid
wait.
arcadey baseball game.
So it's arcadey, but there's a little twinge of simulation stuff in it.
like the tiniest bit.
Okay.
So it's like MLB Slugfest.
I'm just I guess I'm not.
That's the way I look at NBA Street. It was like there was just enough but it was also like, I'm going to do a dunk behind my head while doing a flip.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing quite that crazy. I mean, that's why I was saying, like, maybe it's not quite NBA Jam of, like,
Yeah.
holy shit, like, I just blew the bat into a billion pieces and the
Yeah.
ball just flew through the pitcher's face. Something stupid like that.
Man, I would
that would
I
actually
would-
be pretty good.
That would get me into baseball.
I'd watch that.
That would
Yeah.
sell me.
Sorry, you're gonna
MLB
need,
blitz.
You're going to need a relief pitcher because his head just flew off. I should say
You
his.
relieved him of his
I
head.
shouldn't say his because as dumb as the character models are, it's intergender. There's late and it's like
Co-ed Super
co-ed.
Mega Baseball?
Yeah, they're like it's not like, hey, you want to play a ladies team and play against other ladies? No, they're just on the team.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Good job,
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, it's not awesome, but it's hella fun. Like that's the best way I can say this game is like it's more fun than it should be.
Okay.
And I'm actually kind of looking forward to the second one because I was reading a little bit about like what they're going to add in because again this one feels
They're going to end up knocking people's heads off with baseballs.
maybe hopefully. This one has like a season mode, but it feels like an afterthought. Like it's really just like, hey, play a series of games and then we'll go. You win. Like
Wow.
it sounds like the next
That's
one
like
is
Rocket League season mode.
yeah. It sounds like the next one is going to have like
A proper.
a little bit more to it, and they're going to flesh it out. Like this one seemed like it was probably a little bit of proof of concept kind of thing.
Okay.
But like batting is fun. Like there's a kind of like most any video game baseball, you kind of sort of pick the area of the plate that you think the ball is going to come over, but it still sort of compensates a little bit for you. So like if you're just in the range, it's going to kind of move up to where you need to, and then that's just a timing thing.
Right.
And pitching's kind of the same way. You just like look at the plate and be like, curveball outside, go. And then fielding is almost automatic, but you just kind of like steer your characters and then like use the face buttons to which base to throw it to. So like it's super simple. It just reminds me of like 8 and 16-bit baseball games where it was simple and fun and like not we've got to make this as realistic and boring as
Yeah.
actual baseball.
That sounds like almost the exact same way that Tecmo Baseball controlled.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
Which is
that's
great for me.
And I think that's what it is. I mean, I think it's like a return to old school baseball games that are just simple
Yeah.
and
you only need a couple buttons to play it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I really like it, and yeah, I think we probably all got it free here, maybe. So you should probably give it a try.
Was that what it was? Was it Games with
Yeah.
Gold?
I believe it was a
okay.
Games with Gold.
All right.
Can you play it online?
Yes, I believe you can play against other
man.
people.
We
Yeah.
should do that.
Yeah. I want to be a pitcher.
I've heard.
All right. Oh, wow.
So, moving on.
Of what? Like water?
Balls.
Beer? Oh,
I like to pitch balls.
all right,
That's what you do in baseball.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. You throw them at the catcher.
you do.
Yeah.
You throw your balls at the catcher.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
moving on.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of throwing balls at a catcher.
No. But
No? Oh.
friend of the show, Ian, played this game for, I'm not sure, I think it was for review, actually, and was super into it. And that game is The Surge. And his hype got me so hyped that I went and bought it the day it came out,
Okay.
against my better judgment,
Ah.
but I did it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, The Surge. The long and short of it is sci-fi Dark Souls. It's by the same guys who made Lords of the Fallen. And I mean, it's got a few twists on that genre, so to speak, but it is pretty much you are a sci-fi, you're in the future and you are put into a robot suit and your things go wrong and you have to get back to the station, so to speak, at least in the first area. And it's very much, okay, you died, well, you're regenerated at the save point, but we got to get back to your corpse to get your stuff, and it's that whole gameplay cycle put into a sci-fi setting. And if you're into those, it's pretty good. If you're not, it's not going to change your mind one bit, which I think Harlow can attest
Yeah,
to.
I will just throw in my 2 cents that I was like, man, I feel like maybe what was missing from Dark Souls was me wanting to care about shit like sci-fi, like mechs and things, but no, it's I'm realizing it's the Souls model, not the setting.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like I said, unless it's an Elder Scrolls game and it's dragons and shit, I kind of just don't care anymore. Like I've had too many dragons and shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's just too much of the fantasy world stuff. I'm just kind of over it. Like, so
Yeah, which I totally get.
Mm-hmm.
This game does start out really strong, though, in that when you first get into the game, I believe you choose either a male or female character. I'm not positive of that. But
I honestly don't remember now.
yeah, I don't remember either. But you start on a tram, and you're just kind of sitting there, and it's like, okay, you're welcome to the whatever future tech place.
Black
and
Mesa.
yeah, and eventually you get your tram stops.
African American Mesa.
Yeah, but you have like a limited field of view where you're looking around and you got your character. You're behind your character's head and you're looking around, and then finally when it lets you navigate the environment once you've stopped, it pans out and you realize you're in a wheelchair, and you can't you need to navigate your wheelchair around to get to wherever you need to go in this station, this transit station that you've ended up in.
Mm-hmm.
So, you've got robots telling you, okay, you need to go here. And basically you're going to get the mech suit put on you to give you mobility. Basically is that now, they're going to graft this stuff on you and you'll have legs that you can use and you can move around.
Yeah, they're going to robot Jake Sully you.
Oh, yeah. But things go wrong once that happens and you get dumped out in the middle of the junkyard because they thought that it went wrong and you're dead. But you're not. You're alive. And they're like, oh, shit, get back here. And so you have to fight your way back. But it made me want a game almost where you're in a wheelchair and it would make for a great indie game to give you the experience of being in a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because there's certain places where it's just stairs.
Ah.
It's like, nope, can't get there. So you have to navigate your way to where you need to go. And it's a very effective sequence that unfortunately is only like the first 5 minutes of the game. And then the rest of the game is like, yeah, you're doing Dark Souls shit where you're smashing robots with your robot arms.
Yeah, we actually debated about discussing the reveal because it feels kind of spoilery, but then we saw like 3 articles that were like,
Yeah.
wow, how come there's never been a wheelchair game and all this stuff, and we're like, all right, I guess we can talk about this, but that's not to undercut that realization that I was like, I don't know that I've ever played a character in a wheelchair in a video game ever.
Yeah, I don't think
Like
so.
that's
Not that I
it was
think
just
of.
like this realization of like I didn't do like the oh shit he's in a wheelchair. I was just like
Yeah.
oh shit he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, it's just
and-
a very cool reveal because they don't somehow they work the camera so you can't see
Right.
below your waist. Like all it looks like is you're sitting on a bench, on this tram or whatever. And then when you finally have full control of the camera, that's when you realize it. But that's cool. But otherwise, it's just the only real twists on the Dark Souls formula is that you can target individual limbs to basically disarm the robots that you're fighting to get their weapons or whatever.
Literally.
Yeah, exactly. Which doesn't always work. Like it's still a random draw as far as getting, a drop off of doing that, but it allows you kind of like it adds to the whole risk reward thing as far as all right, if I'm targeting this arm, it's going to be harder to kill this guy, but if I kill him, I might get something good out of it. So they got that. It's also when you die, your corpse run is timed, which sucks. It's like if you're far from a save point and you die, and it's like, okay, you got 3 minutes to get back there, and if you don't get there within 3 minutes, I don't remember if you lose everything or if it just starts like kind of ticking down more, like, okay, you earn less and less by the time it takes you to get there. Mm-hmm. So it kind of gives you this pressure of, I got to get back there quick, which also, because it's a Dark Souls game, means, shit, I fucked up and now it's all gone because that guy killed me here. So it's got that. It does offset that somewhat by letting you bank your credits. Like if you go back to the save, if you've got 100,000 credits and you go back to the save point, you can bank them all. Whereas Dark Souls never lets you do that. It's like, no, you have to level up or buy something or spend them or just have them on you. And you got that ticking time bomb of, okay, I can't go into this really hard area because I might lose everything. But this one at least lets you go back to the thing, store them up, and then you can choose later to buy upgrades to your guy or to your equipment or whatever. So it's a little more lenient in that, but otherwise it still kind of sucks to die, which of course all these games are like that. But it's got the same thing of, all right, I couldn't open this door from the outside, but now that I got inside and I got the key code, now the door's open and now I can just take that shortcut to this area and I don't have to go around that long way again. So it's got all that same stuff. But I haven't played a ton of it. I mean, I probably only played a couple hours worth, but I liked it. But it's not, it's not Game of the Year or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it also suffered from coming out at the same time as the game that I'm still playing and have finally beaten is Neo. Which Neo is still fucking great. And Neo is like jumping from the Surge back to Neo, it's like, wow, you guys have figured out how to make an action game that just always controls really, really well. And I think that's the huge difference, and why so many people don't like the Souls games is because they're so deliberate, they don't feel like they control well. Because it's like, okay, I'm going to swing the sword this way, and I've committed to this, second and a half animation, which any point in that animation, I can get fucking wrecked by an enemy. So that's why a lot of people don't like him, is because it's like, oh, fuck, I did that, and yep, there he killed me, god damn it. Whereas Neo, everything is, if you're doing one of the big, long combo things, then yeah, you can fuck yourself. But it's very much a lot faster paced and a lot smarter, so to speak, and has so much variation on weapons and everything. But man,
I'm kind of disappointed that you didn't stream more Neo.
I
really wish you would have.
That game was so long. Like, I made that game so long by playing so much. Like, I would play everything on an area before and clear all of them out before moving on, which is probably not the way to play that game because they have suggested levels when and also, I talk about Dark Souls a lot about being a fan of, okay, this is all this interconnected world. And that's why I like the first one so much, because it was, all right, I went around this way, and then this area kind of cut into this area that I didn't realize I could get to from here, and it was like this big Nautilus shell of interconnected stuff, and I didn't like Dark Souls 2 because it was like, all right, you go down this path and you're on these levels. You go down this path, you're on these levels, and you go down here, and it was like a hub. Whereas Neo is very much choose your level. And you're going from, you're playing through that level, and then you get to the end, and it says, all right, when you hit the proceed part after killing the boss, it's like, all right, this will end the level. Are you cool with that? And you go, yeah. So to me, that helped with the replayability of the game, which I think is why I played so goddamn much of it, was because I could pop into a level and just be like, all right, I'm just going to run this level. I'm going to run the Twilight mode, which is the harder mode of a level you've already beaten, and just do that and have different enemies and harder enemies and just different locations of stuff in it. But it's also like a way they kind of recycle their environments, I realized, is because like each area might have 7 missions in it, but there's probably only like 2 maps, and there's one super long one, and then there's like that split up into different sections with slight rearrangements to it, for 2 other variations, and but man, like I love playing that game. It's just one of those games that, like, when a game has clicked with you,
Yeah.
and you're like, I want to do everything there is to do in this game. That's how I felt with Neo. However, god damn, that game gets long. Like, I shouldn't complain about more content being in a game and more missions and more variations and all that stuff, but holy fuck, dude. Like, I think I clocked 100 hours before I'd actually beaten it.
Mm-hmm.
And it shouldn't take me that long to get through a game. I've kind of reached a point where I'm like, man, like, scale it back, guys. I understand RPGs and progression and figuring out how to replay stuff and all that, but if a first playthrough and doing each mission and not doing it like multiple times, there's only a few things I did multiple times basically to grind levels so I could level up easier. But I made that game too long. But it was satisfying as shit by the end of it. Because there are some very, very cool things that happened in the last couple levels that it was very satisfying to beat them. And yeah, I've put too much into that game. But it's like I told Harlow, it's got the Dark Souls thing, but it's also got loot drops. So that's my crack right there. And then once you beat the game, it unlocks a higher level of loot that you couldn't get before that. So basically all the grinding I did for good shit was rendered useless because the new stuff was all automatically better than that. And I was like, motherfucker.
So it's like a Warcraft expansion.
Kind
Yeah,
of.
like we're just like, oh yeah, all those things you spent hours getting, fuck that.
Or a Borderlands DLC.
Yeah.
Now the green level shit is better than your epic level
That,
shit.
and that is
Yeah.
what you get at the end. It's green level shit that unlocks, you know. But I figured I'd hit the top because like the top before that was one of a kind. I was like, oh, one of a kind. These are unique items. Okay, these have got to be the best. And then no, it's like, no, there's divine items after that. So fuck you. Go start killing more shit.
Yeah.
Items.
Yeah. But that game's awesome. I unlocked so many things that I didn't even know were in it that are even more so. I mastered all the weapons, except for the ones in the expansion, which I'll talk about a little later. But yeah, if you have any interest whatsoever in Dark Souls type games, this game might be better than Dark Souls.
Whoa.
Like I think it clicked with me even more than that, and it's a setting that's samurais and ninjas and Japanese demons running around, and some that are just. I think I sent out screenshots of one of the bosses, which is a giant skeleton that is throwing fireballs at people. A giant 6-armed skeleton that's like 20 stories tall that's throwing fireballs on a battlefield.
That sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking awesome to do that section. But yeah, and then the final boss of the game, like I forget it was right before we left for Atlanta. I had gotten to what I thought was the end boss. Because you fight a character that's very famous in Japanese mythology, or not mythology, but Japanese history. You fight him, and I was like, oh man, holy shit, this is going to be the end. And so beat him, and then it's like, and I'm like, yeah, now I can kill the dude I've been chasing the entire game. And so you fight him, and then he jumps off the side of the building, and suddenly you have to fight something else that takes over the entire building. So you're fighting another giant boss, and I was like, oh my god, game. Just please end. And then you beat that, and then it's like, all right, now there's an epilogue mission that takes place 3 years later.
Sure.
And yeah, I actually did pretty well on that one. Like, it didn't take me very long to get through that mission, but yeah, I wish more games were organized like that one is, where it's just like you can go anywhere on this map and do any of this stuff. And you can kind of say you've beaten the game and seen the credits, but the epilogue is what unlocks the New Game Plus stuff. So it's really, I can't recommend it highly enough. And it's been on sale a few times, and every time I've been like, buy this.
You recommend it.
Buy this game. But anyway, I took a break from that, and I started a game that a lot of people have been like, if you like weird ass shit, you need to play this game. And that game being Nier Automata. Or Automata.
Automata.
Nier. Which everyone's like, Nier, Neo, which one is it? And man, utterly different games aside from both being super Japanesey. Yeah, I guess I didn't do my research on Nier Automata to realize that it's a Platinum game.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it suffers from Platinum shitty camera syndrome.
No.
And yeah, I spent the entire first level, which apparently is like the entire demo, fighting the camera, going, fuck, game.
They like their camera tech.
Well, they need to not... They need to fall out of love with that, because their camera sucks. It's always sucked. And they have so many games that people are like, man, this game is so fucking awesome. Everyone needs to play it. And I just try all of them, and I go, how does anybody enjoy this? And this one it's better than Bayonetta was, where I'm never at the point where I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I don't even know where my character is on screen right now. But I don't even know how to describe this game, in that you are an android person whose personality is downloaded into different models, but you also have other android people there, but they can die, and you're fighting giant mechs. And it all sounds really cool, but as you're going through this wasteland of, like, I guess Earth has been abandoned, and like all humankind has been uploaded into these androids to kind of continue the species, so to speak. but we're all androids now, and we're all just like operating systems running on these robots. It's weird. There's a lot of weird
That sounds
stuff.
fine.
Yeah, but
I'm okay with that.
I'd be all right with that.
And
at
then
this
you- and then
they
you
do
have,
sound
like-
like they're an android now, but that's okay.
yeah, but then you have a robot that's following you around. That is your kind of like your ranged weapon thing. So not only are you trying to do hand-to-hand combat stuff with the face buttons, you're also aiming and shooting like with the left trigger with this little robot. And sometimes it goes into a top-down mode that feels like it should control like a twin-stick shooter, but it doesn't shoot until you hold the trigger down. So you can aim with, your right stick and you're moving around, but you have to remember to be holding down the trigger while doing it.
Oh, the Halo Wars games do that.
Do they?
Yeah. You think it's a twin-stick shooter, but you have to also pull the trigger to shoot.
Yeah. It's like that.
Yeah.
But it also, you're also trying to manage combos at the same time with your face buttons. So it's kind of, that game's going to take some getting used to. I will say, I mean, its art style really works. And once you beat that first level and like you do one of those bosses where it's like, all right, you need to murder this one part of him 3 times to activate the next section of the boss fight, all that sort of stuff that, is in every goddamn game. At least every Japanese goddamn game.
Uh-huh.
At that point, you are put on a satellite, which is very cool because it's all rendered, like full 3D shading, everything, but 99.9% of it is strictly black and white. There's like a little bit of gray in it, but it's all rendered in like this black and white art style, which when you're running around the circular thing and it's always keeping the camera basically facing you and you're rotating the entire station as you're running around it. It's a very cool looking style to it. And it's also got an operating system menu system where you have chips that you're putting in your head that allow you to change the HUD in game, showing enemies' health or whatever. And you have to buy slots to put the chips in and you have to have enough chips to put in. There's an OS chip that if you remove it, you kill yourself.
Cool.
And they absolutely let you remove it at any time.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, 100%. I don't know if there's a trophy associated with it, but I remember somebody on Twitter being like, yeah, don't take out your OS chip, especially if you're far in the game or you haven't saved in a while.
Oh, and that just ends it altogether.
Yes.
Like game over. Okay.
I believe so, yes.
It's not like your robot dog companion or something
Yeah.
comes by and
Yeah.
nuzzles it back into
Hey,
your
I
head.
feel like if you do it a certain number of times, you should get a trophy called blue screen.
Yeah, but apparently you have to beat the game multiple times. Like you'll beat the game the first time and it's like, here's ending A.
Uh-huh.
And then it's like, all right, start over. And then you start over and you play further past where that ending ended, but you have to play through the entire game again.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, and then you get to the further part, and then
He said
apparently there's like,
sarcastically.
yeah, I know. There's apparently like 5 endings, something like that.
Fuck, why did they put that mode
But-
in Diablo 3?
But there's also what apparently is part of it is there's an option after you've gotten to one of the final ones that like you unlock chapter select at a certain point, so you can just play whatever sections, and I think maybe that's how you skip around, like not having to play through the entire game again. But there's also some option later on that's like join friends, help friends out. And if you choose that option, it basically erases your save and doesn't let you do the chapter select or any of that other shit anymore, and basically starts you over, but you can join other people's games. Something to that effect was what friend Knobs of TVGP, like what made him quit playing the game altogether, because he had done all that shit and gotten through everything and then made that selection, and it's like, all right, yeah, well,
Yeah, that would do it.
yeah, good luck. Everything's reset now. And it doesn't warn you that it's doing it. It just fucking does it. So, I don't know. I will play more of that because it's at least in an interesting world with an interesting art style. But goddamn, if I have to fight Platinum's camera, I don't know how far I'll get in it.
You should
Because-
play a co-op and just have someone control the camera.
Yeah,
for
I mean,
you.
I didn't
Give
see
them the
any
right
sort of
thumbstick
option
and-
in that. I mean, you play with another character in the game. Like, there's another guy running around, but I don't know how any of that were. I haven't played enough of it to know, but
I think Chuck means you play same controller co-op where somebody controls the camera
just
for
have
you.
the other person use the right thumbstick to move the camera around.
good luck. Good luck fighting it, man,
Okay.
because it's bad. Platinum, your camera is bad. Learn to do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get good at camera.
So
Right.
speaking of learning to do better,
Yes. Mass Effect Andromeda.
you beat it.
I did, yeah. The reason I don't have any games to talk about is
Against
'cause
all odds.
I played 90 more hours of Mass Effect Andromeda to see how that goddamn thing ended. I came around a little bit on Mass Effect Andromeda, which I think you just would naturally after playing 90 hours of it. If you're going to stick with it that long, you're probably going to talk yourself into it a little bit
Stockholm
more.
syndrome.
A little bit, yeah. It's like, this isn't so bad. If I have to do this, it's not so bad at all. The graphical stuff, and I'm sure a lot of it's been patched out by now, but like that kind of just ends up being a blur. You're not really paying attention to that stuff anymore. It's really prominent in the first 10 hours.
Yeah.
But after
After that, it just gets normalized.
yeah, you just like, yeah, your face is weird, whatever. Maybe DNA in the future is super weird, I don't know, but your face is melty and that's fine, whatever. But so looking back, I had given the first 3 Mass Effect games all like varying degrees of an A rating, basically.
They're good games.
Yes, they are, absolutely. I would give this a B-, which I think is still a respectable rating, but it's very clearly your game is not as good as the first 3, nowhere close. The thing about this one is that I don't want to use the phrase you have to make your own fun, because that's not what I mean, but what I kind of mean is that it depends on how much you're going to actually get into the role-playing aspect of it. Like, for me, it was the setting and the premise was enough for me to say, okay, this is kind of cool, even though it's just like point A to point B to make the numbers go up or whatever. To me, it was like, I'm in charge of this universe. I have to make it livable for all these people who are depending on me. These tasks that I'm being given are super important to make sure that this wing of people gets thawed out so that they can go live at this colony and be safe, and pirates won't get them and stuff like that. So I think if you put your own spin on it in your head and actually roleplay the thing, which is what you're supposed to do in a role-playing game, which I think has been lost over time. No one really is like, now I'm Trevor and GTA, look at me, I'm
RPGs
crazy man.
basically involve, like, your role-playing is determining what stats you're putting,
you're
pumping up.
It didn't. I just felt like you could connect to this thing in a different way and make your own fun. I know, like, we complained, and most people complained in Mass Effect 3 about how, like, there were so many quests that were utter bullshit. Like, hell is raining down on Earth, but Grandpa in the bar was like, I lost my bracelet on Rigel 7. Did you go find it? You're like, sure thing, I'm off to go do that. Meanwhile, just look out for the Reapers. I know they're going to blow up your whole city. Whatever, I'll go get your fucking bracelet. So
Go get your fucking metal detector, Grandpa.
Chuck, it was a major award.
Oh, I guess. But so that game, its story ending aside, is strong so that you can kind of overlook that dumb bullshit of fetch quests and stuff like that. Whereas I think Mass Effect Andromeda, 85% of the stuff you do in that, even if you choose to do side mission stuff, all seems important to the growth of this universe. And that makes it more rewarding, even when the game totally fucks it up. Like, there's this one quest that pops up at one point called Contagion. And it's super awesome because, like, you get this emergency call from the space station, and you go back there, and they're like, look, this guy fucking woke up his mom, he wasn't supposed to, and she's got, like, this super contagious disease, and he didn't tell anybody, and she just got in a space capsule and flew off to God knows where.
Now you have to kill her.
And she could infect the whole galaxy if you don't go find her. So you just proceed off on this treasure hunt to find her because she's gone from system to system, and you're tracking her down. And it's so cool, and it's so cool, and it's so cool. And it ends with the biggest wet fart of a thing. Like, the developers just went, how do we end this? I don't know. And then walk away. It ends so badly. But, like, for the 45 minutes I did that quest, I was like, this is super badass. Like, I wonder if I don't do this if just everyone dies. Because there are missions in that. There was a mission, there was like a security breach at the space station, and they were like, there are 3 EMPs hidden around the station. We need you to find them. And I was like, yeah, I'll get around to that. I got to go over here. Yeah. So I flew off to go do other stuff, thinking, like, this is a Mass Effect game. It's not going to matter. I can come back 20 hours later and I'll find your damn EMPs, or maybe get off your ass and go find your EMPs.
Yeah.
But whatever, I just went and did other stuff, and I came back and they were like, while you were gone, one of the EMPs went off. We've lost like an entire wing of the space station.
Holy shit!
And
good
your
job.
character's like, yeah, but I'm the Pathfinder. I had things to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's pretty cool. At least they went that far, but it doesn't affect anything really. It's just like, now maybe you could go find the other 2 EMPs,
Yeah.
would you?
There was no Mass Effect.
No, no.
So, do they have loyalty missions in this one?
yes,
as
they
well?
do. Yes.
Are they any good?
One of them is super wacky out of nowhere. Like, super wacky. Like, quoting
Like-
Star Wars all over the place.
Oh, I was about to say like Citadel wacky. Or...
No, because that's good wacky. This
Okay.
is just like, hey, we're doing a silly comedy loyalty mission all of a sudden. It's like there's like some half-step supervillain who's like not really the big bad of the game, but just like a guy who's decided he's going to be super pirate man.
Yeah.
And you don't give a fuck about anything he's threatening you with. You're just like, yeah, whatever, dude. It's you don't treat anything seriously in that mission. You were joking your way through all of that. It's like this, you find a ship where the gravity's off, so you're bouncing around all over the place, and you're just giggling and having a dumb time. There's that article that I guess Kotaku ran, that was like the postmortem about the game, that explaining why it's such a fucked up mess, is right on. Like, everything about that makes total sense. That like they started a thing, realized they couldn't do that thing, so they threw half of it out, and then just crammed a bunch of shit in there and said, go, ship it. That makes total sense. But
Yeah.
I found a lot of parts of it worthwhile.
Okay.
It ends badly. It
Did it end set up for a sequel? I take it.
no,
No. Okay.
it just ends badly. It's just like
Uh.
there's a bad guy you're introduced to super early that you know at one point you're gonna have to defeat, and you defeat them, and then it's just like, well, now what?
Yeah. Didn't you say there's like kind of like epilogue-ish missions?
Yes, there is, because like you do the thing at the end and everyone's like, you're great, and then the credits roll and then it just throws you back into the game and you're like, huh? And then it's like you got all these new missions pop up. Like, what? So you go around and you like do this postmortem with your crew and you find out like, you know, what their thoughts are now that you've completed everything, and then like some other things pop off. There's a good like hour of post credits content in that game.
It's sad that they figured out how to do the DLC thing now that they're not doing any DLC for this one.
Yes.
You know, because the other ones, it was like, all right, well, if you're going to do this DLC, you have to have gotten to a certain point, but you couldn't have gone past this point.
Yeah.
So find a save back there. And it's like, fuck off.
Yep.
You know, at least this one, they're like, all right, you beat the game, but you're back in the game.
Yeah.
So now, oh, hey, look, a new beacon has shown up. The DLC beacon.
DLC.
Ooh. Yeah. It's weird too, because this is the team that made DLC for the other Mass Effect games, and there's not going to be any DLC for this. So
Yeah, there ain't going to be shit. Like,
No.
Mass Effect's on the shelf now.
yeah, no, they're going to support the multiplayer, but that's
Yeah, and I feel bad because I was like, I still have my copy sitting there waiting to be played,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm gonna wait till they have some patches, and it's like, yeah, I've read the patch notes, and they've patched a ton of shit, but
have.
as everyone has said, you can't patch a story.
no.
Well, you can try with like they did with Mass Effect 3, but
Yeah, it still didn't help.
yeah,
Yeah, you should play it. You totally should. If you're this invested in Mass Effect,
I
you
know.
should totally play it.
Oh, did you do any space boning?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
2 different people.
Oh yeah, Chuck, getting around.
I had
in
some casual space
Playa.
boning
Oh,
that I didn't tell my super monogamous space
Oh.
boning partner about.
Oh no, you're a scoundrel, Chuck.
Yeah, well, my space lady gets randy, and she needs to, you know, blow off some steam. She's the Pathfinder. While she was space boning, a AMP went off, and it was, you know, a horrible thing.
Wait, while she was space boning, you said you were off on some important mission.
Exactly.
Not space boning.
Your
Same
important mission
thing.
was to get space laid. Good job, Chuck.
The romancing stuff in that game is kind of dumb, though, because, like, there was this one lady I was like, oh, you're going to be my space bone. You're the person I choose. Like, from the get-go, I was like, when you decide it's time to space bone, you'll be the one. And, like, she
is
never...
it that dead ass lady?
No, it's your red-haired Irish lady who
Okay.
flies the ship, and I was just like, you're it. And, like...
Seth Green?
So you became
That's Seth Red.
But she I was getting super close to the end, and I realized like if I don't I need to space bone before the game ends, otherwise I don't get that achievement.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, this other lady wants to space bone, I guess, because this lady's not.
You're doing fucking last call space bone
Well,
in here.
she's not like giving me the thing on the dialogue wheel to space bone, so
my
I'm like,
God.
maybe I can't space bone her. I don't know. I better go space bone the other one who seems super into it.
Sounds like you got to take care of your space boner.
Oh,
The space lady boner.
yeah. So, yeah, play Mass Effect Andromeda, but it's
Nah.
So should I play as a lady or a man?
I don't care. The game really doesn't care either.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Probably just limits my bone-in options depending on who.
yeah.
It really shouldn't though, right? It doesn't though, right?
No,
Anyone
certain-
that's boneable is boneable, right?
Yeah, but like there's certain characters that are straight.
Yeah, there's
or
certain
whatever
characters
that
who
they're
like right
just
away
like
because
Or
like
just like, nah, I'm not interested.
well, like all the
Yeah.
initial romance options are there, like from when you meet your crew. It's just like you could just be like, "So nice to meet you," and touchy feely. And like the lady doctor on the on the
lady?
on the ship, she was just like, "Whoa, no, not my thing. You could just stop that right now." And then that option never shows up again. So yeah, they all make it quite. And man, there was one dude who was like super into me, like. We should space bone, and I'm just like, haha, that's nice. Why don't you go fix the ship?
yeah,
there,
you fucking friend zoned that guy.
buddy? I did.
Look at you.
That guy was totally into me, and I was just like, nah, you
That
should.
guy's posting
Yeah.
nonstop on Reddit currently.
I feel like I feel like that was Chuck's like lifelong like just revenge, like space revenge, like
yeah.
friend zone me, will you?
yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even fuck you with Garrus's dick. Get the fuck out of here.
And we don't even know what kind of dick Garrus has. Yeah. Play Mass Effect Andromeda.
Nah, I'm good. Thanks.
I still might.
You should see what it's all about.
Yeah.
There's some stuff in there that's like, oh, really? There's a trickle of future lore to it that it's like, oh, all right.
I mean, I played through the first two on Insanity, so
Well,
it
don't
can't
do
be
that.
any worse than that.
Don't
in
do
this
that.
one.
Idiot are you?
I'm a masochistic idiot.
You're a
Mass Effect. Masochistic.
All right,
We'll
Chuck,
get there
what
one
else
day.
did you play?
I needed a break from that nonsense and just needed something familiar, so I put in the PS4 remaster of Arkham Asylum.
Oh, so you want to break some people?
Yes, I wanted to fucking murder people.
40 beats per minute.
No,
No,
they're
you-
dead.
No, Chuck. No, you're
Ah,
fine.
you're in my camp now, finally.
They're just sleeping.
Welcome, brother.
They so I don't have much to say that because we've talked about this game so much. The story in
Because
this,
it's awesome.
Yes, the story in this game is so amazing and so tight and so well done.
So what did you just play Asylum and that's it?
I'm playing Asylum.
Oh,
right
okay.
now. That's
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
playing through it. Right? I just did
And
like
it's just that in City, right? It's
yeah.
not anything
No,
else.
you don't get
Yeah.
Origins or Blackgate or any of that stuff.
It's a shame with Origins.
Yeah, that's I really want to play that, and I don't want to play it on 360 or whatever. So I have zero qualms with the combat. The combat's great. Obviously, it's Batman combat. That's what we call it. The story is awesome. That's great. The one thing I don't quite remember about when I played it on the 360 is I don't remember like the casual walking through hallways version of Batman being just a big fucking clumsy idiot. Like, I don't know if it's the controls, I don't know if it's the controller or what, but it's like sometimes you're trying to just get Batman to go somewhere and he's just stumbling into everything and looking like an idiot. It's like, my Batman looks like the biggest, dumbest idiot wandering through the asylum, just crashing into walls and spinning around in a circle. It's like, dude, just go forward. And he takes up a lot of screen real estate. A lot. It's just a third of the screen is Batman. And sometimes you're like, Batman, get out of the way. I need to see what's in front of Batman. Please. But because of you, Harlow, every time I like swoop down and murder someone, I just go, Batman.
Wait, I did that?
Yes, all the
Okay.
I was sitting here watching you play it one day, and you were just swooping down on people to murder them and just going, Batman. And whenever you do that, it's just, now that's all I do whenever I fly down and murder
I
someone.
figured I'd just walk by people with sleep.
Nope, you would fly down and go, Batman.
Yeah, it's a verb.
Yes, totally.
To Batman.
Yes.
To cripple someone permanently,
Yes.
leaving their heart rate at
I
a-
like to think that as Batman is swooping down to murder someone, he whispers to himself, Batman.
I would.
It's a good hype thing, just get you going.
Yeah. Give somebody a pre-existing condition
Yeah.
like paralysis.
Yes. They will not be getting health insurance
No.
once Batman is done with that.
Nope. Batman wants his tax break. All right. He's a billionaire.
That's right.
He deserves it.
Yes.
This is why we
trying
must
to get
vote no on Wayne Care.
Trying to get as many people out of the system as he can.
Yep. So, I mean, do they look appreciably better, or is it just...
They don't. It doesn't look like a 360 game. I'm not ready to say it looks great, but looking at it was not like, oh, this is an old game. Nothing about it said old game to me.
No.
So good enough.
All right.
But that game looked amazing to begin with.
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah.
So, BJ,
Yes.
it's now your turn. You get your own corner, in
Ooh,
fact.
I get a whole corner?
Yes, you get BJ's streaming corner, because you are
Wow.
our weekly streamer.
I'm
Monday
your resident
nights,
streamer.
twitch.tv/NoQuartersNet.
9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yep.
I will be forever. I think I've committed to doing this forever until the end of time,
Oh, good.
Yeah.
which is good. I mean, I'm not doing
Or until we
anything.
stop doing the Patreon at
Yeah,
patreon.com/BNFcast.
Or we die.
Or we die.
Yeah, or that.
So I've been streaming my games from my pile of shame, and that is basically just games that I really should have picked up and played before now, and didn't really have that much of an excuse, and now I have even less of an excuse. So I started off with I think I talked about Journey and how wonderful Journey is. Next thing that I picked up was Uncharted, and I managed to get all of the way through Uncharted the first and a couple hours into Uncharted the second, and man, I really missed the fuck out on those games.
They're popular
They are.
for good reason.
But part of the reason is that I didn't have a PS3 when Uncharted came out, and so not having a PS3, it's kind of difficult to play it. But Uncharted is a good ass game. There are some problems with it that are sort of even in the I played it on the Nathan Drake collection, which is the remastered. Is it remastered or just up-resed? I'm not sure.
It's remat.
It is, because the first one ran at a weird-ass frame rate on the
Well,
PS3.
there was a lot of
9.5.
screen tearing.
Yeah.
There was a ton of screen tearing
Yeah.
on the PS3 version that made it. It could it was so bad it could get you sick sometimes
Yeah.
if you weren't used to playing games like that, I guess, so to speak.
It
But
had
this is
yeah.
this never drops below 60 frames a second. It always looks.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it suffers from the same thing they all do, which is the cutscenes look like shit. Like, the cutscenes look like shit compared to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look all right. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Well, I mean, I didn't even throw it in here as a game to talk about, but I speaking of Nolan North, I played a little bit of Shadow Complex Remastered, and man, talk about a game that the cutscenes just look like absolute ass in that, because that was what, early 360.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they made the game look real pretty, but most of the God of War remaster, the cutscenes look like shit. The gameplay's great.
I got
They're just most of them they can't up-res the
right.
pre-rendering,
And they're not going to
stuff.
go bother
Right.
re-rendering them.
Right.
But
No.
but they look all right
Okay.
in Uncharted. I don't know. They look fine.
Yeah. They're mostly in engine, so.
No,
Yeah. It's way better than Chuck Fine. So don't look at me like that, or him like that.
I was looking into the camera.
Don't look into the camera.
I was
like
doing
that.
a take.
The one problem that I have with Mass Effect, and yeah, sorry, jeez, Uncharted. I have many problems with Mass Effect, but we'll get to that. One problem I have with Uncharted is that the combat is last gen ass combat. They really hadn't figured out, or at least this team Naughty Dog hadn't figured out, that over the shoulder third person combat thing.
Yeah.
Everything is super floaty. You feel really disconnected from what you're doing in combat, and I don't know. It's just clunky. It's clunky and weird. But when you get into some Nathan Drake ass shit where you're climbing on stuff and things are falling down and you're doing some puzzles and you're being snarky, it's really good.
Yeah.
And
I appreciated the commentary during your streams. Being like, oh, well, I can't wait until this happens, and I can't wait until this character does this. And I'm watching it going, they're not going to do that.
oh yeah, we had
Because it's everyone at Naughty Dog knew that that's what you assumed that these characters were going to do.
Yeah.
right.
So it's like everyone's like, I can't wait till this shitty thing happens that I know is going to happen, and then it never does. And everyone's like, oh, why didn't they do the shitty thing? And I'm like, the fuck, people.
It's because that's what we've kind of
Yeah.
been conditioned to expect.
I
Is
know.
the Indiana Jonesing of whatever's happening. But Uncharted 2 is more of the same. Everything is more polished. I haven't finished it yet. I actually Uncharted 2 is kind of right now my go-to when whatever else I'm going to stream goes ass over
Awry?
tea kettle awry. Thank you. I was trying to think of a witty way to say wrong.
Oh.
But I'm beset with dumb today. So Uncharted 2 is my go-to when something goes wrong with whatever other game that I'm trying to stream at the time. And it's pretty good. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's a little tighter overall. It looks a little better. The characters are a little bit better. Nathan Drake is less of a shit ass, but still, still smarmy enough to be fun. So I will eventually probably finish that on stream as well, because it seems like everything wants to go wrong with me trying to stream. But I had my fun with it in that month, and then I moved on to Mass Effect.
Yay!
And
The first.
Mass Effect the first, because I'd never played a Mass Effect, and I figured the place that you should start is at the beginning.
That's it. Yes.
And so I started Mass Effect, and boy, is that game of its time.
It's 10 years old.
It is.
It is an old. I don't want to say it's an old game because it's not that old, but it is in video game years old.
Correct.
At this point, and I am playing the. Is there a remastered? There is a remastered version.
No.
You're playing the 360
backwards
version
compatible.
on Xbox One.
Yeah,
which
but isn't there there's not a Mass Effect?
they have flat out said they will never remaster it. Which
Okay.
really is fucking stupid. But
Well, I mean, I guess they don't like money.
no, it's
EA's
yeah.
been really weird about that.
Yeah.
For some reason.
They used to be the biggest whores, and now they're like, nah,
No.
we're just gonna make Madden.
I mean,
We'll let Activision do that.
Yeah.
we have said plenty of opinions on Mass Effect. I will go on record. I don't know if I've ever quite been this harsh. If it weren't for the story, I wouldn't like Mass Effect 1.
It plays badly.
I
The
feel ya.
combat is
I feel ya.
bad.
Like
Combat is
I
garbage.
think yes. I think the gameplay in Mass Effect 1 is garbage. If it weren't for the story being as strong as I think it is, that game sucks.
Yeah.
As a game.
Yeah.
The interactions are what
Yeah.
that game is all
the
about.
the gaminess about it, like getting from one place to another, is an exercise in chilling out on an elevator, I guess.
Forgot about the elevators.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
hitting-
a lot of
hitting-
elevators,
Load screens.
Yeah.
load screens. I mean, back in the day, I'll grant them this. That's a clever way to make load screens. It works. It's not a bad idea, but holy shit, there are a lot of load
Yeah.
screens.
It became a game with me just to see who I could take with each other to hear them have conversations
Yeah,
together.
to get new bits of dialogue in the elevator.
I got you. I
Yeah.
got you. Honestly, since I was like streaming it, I wasn't paying that much attention during the elevator scenes. I was either like checking up on Twitter or looking at the chat or something, because elevator scenes are just like waiting for shit to happen.
Yeah.
But the combat is garbage. It looks very much like its time. Once I started to kind of get in the rhythm of the game, it started to improve a lot. That first, 3 or 4 hours is a trudge. It's
You're on the Citadel
drudgery.
for a long time.
And I ignored, like, anytime anybody was like, "Hey, would you help me with something?" I'm like, "I should go."
Not today, sir.
Yeah. I should go.
I have business elsewhere, citizen.
I should go.
I'm Commander Shepard, and you're the least important person on the Citadel.
Right. And I started a FemShep, so I had.
That's right. I saw your pretty lady femme shop.
Yeah, she's pretty lady, and she has a badass voice. I really like her voice and her attitude.
Oh yeah,
like,
Jennifer Hale's great.
Yeah.
like her overall, the attitude in her voice is exactly like I wanted to be playing this character. The Renegade and Paragon. Is
Yeah,
that
how
right?
were you doing there? Were you playing evil femshep, or were you doing good for the galaxy?
I thought I was being a hard ass, and it turns out I'm evil.
well, yeah,
That's-
there's only two ways.
Well, the first one's better about that than the later ones were. Like 3, I seem to remember being like you'd either have like the good, let's save everyone, or the option would be like, nah, I don't think so, and it's like, and you'd hit nah, I don't think so, and it would be like, all right, let's do a genocide. Like, wait, whoa, no game, like back off. What the fuck?
That is part of the problem that I have with the dialogue selection system, is that you choose, it gives you a dialogue option,
Yep.
and then it says something completely different that is not at all what I meant. I'm like, it's not quite been as extreme as your example of genocidery, but it's just it feels really awkward, and I want to be like, yeah, I'm a fucking hard ass. We go to make sacrifices and do shit, and that apparently makes me evil.
It does, yeah.
I don't know. As long as I don't have like horns and flies coming out of my head lately.
Your face will get more cyber.
Yeah.
In the second one, it does.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's cool.
You'll get an evil glowing cyber face.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
It's just like Fable. I love it.
Your scars glow with evil.
That's true. Yeah.
So, is the reporter in that one? In the first one, or is that in the second?
The reporter's in the first
Oh
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the reporter's in there, and I was just like, nah. Like literally everybody that asked me a question that wasn't a main story question, I'm like, I got better shit to do. Can you leave me the fuck alone?
You missed out on punching a reporter in the face.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Andromeda does it one better. There's a reporter you can bone.
Really?
Yeah. She won't bone you while you're working on her story, but then she's like, I'm done with my story. Would you like to come back to my apartment and space bone?
Man.
Spone.
And you're
So
like,
much sponing.
yes, I would. Thank you.
yeah, I
Don't tell my-
Want me to proofread your article?
Yeah. See, you never know what you should talk to all reporters in Mass Effect. You
guess.
never know what you're going to get to do.
Well, I do know that I would get to punch the one in Mass Effect 1, but I was trying to speed my way through anything Citadel because I wanted to get into the meat of the game.
Right.
I think I've said just about all I really wanted to say about Mass Effect, except for everybody was totally right. The Mako is a giant piece of garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
I like Mass Effect
Yeah.
1, and I agree with you. It's garbage.
It controls like such a giant piece of shit. It's like the Warthog. Like it practically goes where it feels like going.
Hey, man.
And then
Although-
a giant worm comes and blows it up.
Right, exactly.
Hero.
Fucking jerk ass worm.
Yep.
It happened to me. It can happen to you. However, it is kind of fun to when you don't have to drive it carefully, when you can just hoon around bouncing off sand dunes and shit, just firing your gun willy-nilly.
Hoon on the dude.
Did you say hoon around?
Yes.
You're just hooning around.
Look it up.
Yeah, it's a hoonigan.
Yes.
Hooning.
Look it up. It's a word. But that's pretty good. I don't know. If I were to spend more time with it, I think its grade might improve, but I think it's like a C right now. It's I know. I'm a C minus.
There's a point
I'm a
you get
gentleman's
to.
D.
There's a point you get to where
Ew.
it kicks in, like the plot and everything.
Yeah.
That leads to the end of the game. That still is like one of the best moments in any game.
Yes.
I've played. You kind of earn it because, like in the beginning of the game, you're just like, okay, there's bad stuff, but I can go explore and do whatever. You know, they need help over here. All right, I'll go there.
Yeah,
you know,
nobody's
it's like,
the boss of me. I don't work
yeah,
for
there's
you.
no ticking clock,
Yeah.
and then you get to the point where they're like, oh fuck, there's a ticking clock. That's when
I
it's
gotcha.
like that's when that game gets awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see a lot of potential in it, and I can see why, where there's room for it to be a well-regarded game. I just haven't gotten there, so
Yeah.
it's kind of unfair to completely criticize it, but I have spent, I guess, about 10 hours in it now, so maybe another 10 hours someday will put me there, but
It's honestly not that long. It's like 25, 30 hours. So
Okay.
it's not like Andromeda, which is
Yeah.
bloated as fuck. So
Okay.
Well, and with Mass Effect 1, you don't have to do all those side planets because you go down there and you may find a person who has a thing, but
Yeah.
generally speaking, it's like, oh, look, it's that same layout of the same base.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also did enjoy like equipping my dudes. That was fun once I got used to that.
It's funny to me.
I like
that
those things, those little incremental upgrades, even though they can get maddening.
I think you had 3 different game series on your list of things you were kind of like polling us before you put the main poll out to the general public.
Yes.
And for me, there were 3 of them where I was just like, "Oh, please skip the first one." And like, I mean, like, I'm not saying
Was
skip
Mass Effect one of
Mass
them?
Effect,
Yeah.
I mean, Mass Effect is my least skippable of the first ones, but like, you had Uncharted, which I like Uncharted 1, but by comparison, it's kind of garbage compared to 2, 3, and 4.
I really am glad that I didn't.
No, yeah, I mean, story wise, like that's the only thing is like I wish you just some way you could like inject the story into your eyes, more than like have to play the game because the bullet sponge thing, and Mass Effect just the floaty shitty combat. But I think you also had Assassin's Creed on there too, which I was like, oh, just
I think we all were like, skip one.
skip one.
Yeah.
Like, you have to skip
Unless
one.
you want to make fun of beggars.
Well, I've played enough of Assassin's Creed 1 to skip it, I think.
I played Assassin's Creed 1 way later and thought it was okay.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you have
Did you
garbage
play
taste
two,
in video
did you
games,
play
Chuck.
the 2 trilogy?
yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
it's a okay.
Those are much better, but
You have.
but I didn't have this intense hatred for 1. I think mainly because the setting up to that point was still unique in that it wasn't
Yeah.
Renaissance
It's just,
times.
It's
It
a
was
Yeah.
shame it's not in a better game.
Yeah.
Like I wish they'd done that one later.
well, maybe
Yeah,
Origins will be the better version of that. So
Man, I hope so, because that was the thing I loved about 1 was the setting of
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Because it was very unique in that you just didn't get games set in that. And then they're like, all right, well, here it's going to be a Renaissance
Yeah,
thing.
you're gonna
And-
pal around with Leonardo da Vinci, and it's gonna be a
Yeah.
hoot.
Yeah. Which, like Fable and everything else, is basically modeled off of those times, so that it just didn't work as well. But
Yeah.
but 2 and Brotherhood are way, way
Oh
better
yes,
than 1.
absolutely, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So, where'd you go after Mass Effect, BJ?
Well,
What did the people tell you to play?
the people spoke, and what they said was, play BioShock. Mm-hmm. And I said, I played a few hours of BioShock way back in the day, house sitting for Mackie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I'd forgotten about that.
way, way back in the day.
Holy shit.
That was like
100 years.
100 years
Yeah,
ago.
that was 100 years ago. Because you're not allowed in my house anymore.
That's right. Ever since that pasta
Haven't
thing.
been for a while.
Yeah. Ever since the pasta thing.
Yeah.
But the people told me to play BioShock. And I was like, you know what, people? I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to do it.
Well, that's magnanimous.
Since
So he
I
says.
offered the option, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I went out, I had Harlow go out and get the BioShock collection on PS4.
Yep.
You're welcome, my lord.
Would you kindly get me the BioShock collection?
That's how it worked.
Yep.
And popped it in the PS4, started that bad boy up, started streaming, and as soon as it starts playing the game, I notice that the little thing pops up and it says, "You're only broadcasting microphone right now." So everybody else is getting a blank screen or that blue weird PS4 screen,
Yeah.
which everybody loves. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fair. Maybe they want to maybe they don't want to show everybody the very beginning of the game, and somebody
Nobody's seen that.
Yeah.
right.
no.
Nobody's seen the fucking Anyway, I thought maybe they were just trying to preserve a little mystery there.
Nope.
For some reason. And somebody in the stream had the great idea for me to narrate it. And I'm like, okay, that'll be interesting. I'll play this and I will be telling the people exactly what I see, and it might be a fun exercise for me. And so I did that for about, I don't know, long enough to get the bathysphere down, and you open the bathysphere, and the flying robot shoots the splicer. Spoiler alert: flying robot shoots a splicer. And I'm like, it's still not letting me broadcast video, and I'm in gameplay part of it. So on a hunch, I just told everybody to hold on, and I went and looked. I did a Bioshock Collection streaming PS4. Well, it turns out that 2K Games, in their imminent wisdom, have decided to block the Bioshock Collection from being able to be streamed.
Of course.
The entirety of it, with no reason given. Their only official response to this has been, we don't allow streaming on it. Check back for updates.
Nice.
It's the only thing that they've said across the entirety of the internet or any broadcast media is, no. Check back later.
Nah.
And the Bioshock Collection has been out for 8 months. And the first game has been out for, what, 8 years?
10.
10 years.
Came out in August of 2007.
Yeah, 2007 was a hell of a year for video games.
It's a 10-year-old game.
Yeah.
And you can't stream any of it.
But I bet there's a simple solution.
You'd think.
Just get that old-ass game. Stream that.
Well, that's an idea. But I'm still mad about this. So Bioshock the first, 10 years old.
Uh-huh.
Bioshock the second is 7 years old, I think.
Yeah.
And then
Infinite.
Infinite is 3 years old?
4 years.
4 years
Four,
old?
yeah.
So we're talking video games that have been out for a while.
Yep.
And also they released a collection of them. They know that they're old enough and enough time has gone by that they can re-release them as a trilogy and
Yep.
let the people play them. It infuriates me. So I thought, here's the simple solution for this is Xbox has released its Xbox Game Pass, Xbox Live Game Pass. So what you can do is you pay $9.99 a month, and you can just download and play any of these games that are on the list. And I think there's 100 of them. And Bioshock happens to be one of those. So get myself a Game Pass, load up the old Xbox, fire it up, turn it on, load up Bioshock. Bioshock loads up to a screen I am now eminently familiar with, which is the start screen. And I fire up Twitch, which is a pain in the ass on the Xbox, like many things, and scroll down to start broadcast, and it gives me an error message. It says, can't stream. Error message 0x number. Search that error on the internet. Zero, not a single bit of information about what that error message is. So I uninstalled Bioshock, reinstalled Bioshock, uninstalled Twitch, reinstalled Twitch, restarted my Xbox 5 times, and still giving me that error. And I'm like, okay, fuck it. We have a Mixer account that we started just in case something happens with Twitch, so we can stream to Mixer.
Yep.
Formerly Beam.
Formerly Beam. And I fire that up, and it goes, you can't broadcast this game. And so it turns out, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that 2K not only has blocked streaming for the Bioshock collection, but any Bioshock game cannot be streamed for no reason, no given reason, on any platform. Well, now, what I could do if I had a PC is I could run a capture card through, but they would probably flag the shit out of me for content violations and come and drill YouTube out of all of our computers or something. I think you can do that.
I think you can.
Sure.
But them's the breaks. I can't
Yeah.
stream Bioshock for you guys unless I get a PC, which is not happening for a little while at least. And I don't know what the fuck 2K thinks they're accomplishing. I've heard people say, yeah, well, there's music that they'd have to license, that stuff's changed because of streaming. But no other video games that I know of, no other video games have been brought to my attention that have this problem.
And it doesn't say anything on the box, does it?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. See, they should at least say something like not streamable. You know,
Yeah.
there needs to be that at some point.
They should at least come out with a fucking statement. Like, you have PR people, right? You have a PR person that can go around and ask some questions and go, hey, why are we blocking this? Okay, let's put out a statement so they at least know what we're doing.
And
But
if it's music rights, just say it.
just say it. Say it's fucking music rights. And
People will go, well, I guess that makes sense. Music companies are dicks.
or say, hey, you can stream it, but your stuff's going to get content locked if it goes on YouTube because of copyright. That's all you have to do. It's in any situation where there is a good outcome or a bad outcome, or no outcome. The way to make everything better is to communicate, and 2K is not communicating. So 2K can go fuck themselves right now.
Yeah, and it's sad because I used to know the girl who actually did the PR for them 7-8 years ago, and she was really great at everything. And then she left, and I guess they were like, do we really need that? And apparently not.
They
Apparently
probably
not.
just canceled her position.
Yeah.
Why can't HR just do PR? And then they realize HR doesn't do anything.
Right.
Oh shit.
Sick burn.
Yeah.
All
But
they
it's
do
just
are-
dumb for such an old game.
I know,
That's
and
the
it's so
dumbest part.
frustrating because I really, really wanted to play BioShock. It's atmospheric and interesting looking, and I think it doesn't require me to be as interesting, which I'm not good at anyway. So I would have a lot of fun with it. So what I decided to do instead, at one of the streams, the first stream where I was trying to do the collection, I streamed some Uncharted 2. The second stream, I picked Horizon Zero Dawn back up. And so I'm going to use this moment to talk about Horizon Zero Dawn, which I have now completed.
Whoa.
I have completed a video game. I didn't complete it on stream. Woo. Microphone just went weird. I didn't complete it on...
You all right?
Yeah.
You got droopy donger there.
A little bit.
Droopy down.
Droopy dong.
There it is.
Oh, Maggie Gyllenhaal's here.
Yeah.
No, it's Droopy Donger.
Save me, Batman.
Oh, Harvey.
So, I didn't complete it on stream, but in my regular gaming time, I went ahead and completed it. I played a lot of it this past weekend, as a matter of fact. I played so much Horizon. I think I played it on stream for 5 hours, but it's one of those games that is the exact right kind to get under my skin and keep me playing way more than I should. Luckily, I was not feeling that well on Sunday, and I knew I probably wasn't going to be going into work on Monday anyway, so I stayed up really late playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Actually, I saw Dawn because of Horizon Zero Dawn for the first time in a long time. But I think, Harlow, you were lamenting that it is a bit of a video game-ass video game. And
A bit, yeah.
I don't remember your other complaints about it, except for a predictable story.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to put into words my. I don't know if disappointment's not the right word, because I mean, this wasn't even on my radar. It was just it came out and people were like, "Holy shit, this!" And so I just kind of picked it up on a whim. And I think my last time talking about it was just that I think I know where this story is going, and if that's true, it's kind of dumb, and I will just say yes, and leave it there.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get into what happens later.
I would like to talk to you about why you think it's dumb. I mean, I saw where it was going.
Sure.
But I don't think it's that dumb. I think it's a little video gamey and a little bit cliche.
Yeah.
But maybe not dumb.
Yeah.
I would just like to explore.
Tired, perhaps. Maybe that's
There
a
you
better
go.
word.
That I can
And
kind
also,
of agree with.
my last complaint, I think, when all was said and done, when I did finally beat it, was I was just kind of tired of playing the game by the end. It just kind of wore out its welcome for me. The mission variety for my sort of, I wouldn't say full on OCD, because I didn't go do everything. I didn't care about getting all the vistas or whatever things you go look at.
They're called Vantages.
Vantages. Okay, sure. Yeah, I mean, it's been long enough that I don't remember what all the terminology was. Just I didn't care
It's
about
all
that.
fresh for
Yeah,
me.
and just the things that felt like they had a reward that I'd actually care about, just was oh, this again. All right, just by the end. I did
Yeah.
not hate this game. I just it felt.
Well, you internet hated it.
Yeah, it just felt a little tired for an open world game. Like I think it got by on character models and just kind of graphics in general. I think were like what really knocked people out of the park because, and maybe setting. I mean, it's a pretty cool post-apocalyptic world. Like I said, it just almost everything else felt pretty cliched and tired to me. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So I will totally agree that by the time I got to the end of that game, because I'm like a lot of people, I want to do all the things in the game. If there's a dot on a map, I want to go to it and accomplish the thing there. And I did get to a point where the difficulty curve is a little bit weird. You get to a point where you're pretty dominant as a, in combat.
Robot slaying.
Yeah. But most of the things that cause you trouble are really annoying things. Like there are these certain type of robot birds that are just the glint hawks, if you remember, that are just a huge pain in the ass. And they seem to throw a bunch of them at you towards the end of the game. And they always fly like out of your sight, and they fuck with the camera. They don't mess with the camera, but they seriously expose the problems with the camera, which, for the most part, like the camera in this game is really good. Like everything works. The field of view is a little bit like narrow. It always feels like you are right on your character model. It's third person, but the way that you have to fight those stupid fucking robot birds, you end up getting lost in the grass a lot. There's a shitload of grass in this world. A lot of tall grass, I should say.
Robot grass.
No.
Oh.
Not all of it. Some of it's robot grass.
Okay.
Hashtag not all grass.
But like you get blinded by the grass a lot because you're trying to like look up and turn, and all of a sudden there's just a shitload of blades of grass that block you from being able to see what you're trying to do. Those kind of things are really frustrating. But I really, really liked this game on balance. I know the story, the overarching story is it's kind of cliche if you are into any sci-fi at all. But the way that they progress you through the world and the characters and stories that they have, those are really interesting parts. And then there are some elements there's some small bits of the story that I find, especially towards the end, that are just really touching. And the whole story, seen it before. The stuff on the small scale is really emotional for me, and I really enjoyed that. There is one huge problem that I have with the game that doesn't necessarily have to do with 99.9% of it, and that is the very last thing that happens in the game is such a bullshitting ass, movie ass, video game ass, bullshitting piece of fuck. And if there is a mistake that Guerrilla made, it is that moment. And I really wish I wish I could get in a time machine and go back and slap the shit out of somebody for doing it. It was something that tonally ruined the end of the game for me. Like, end of the game's still good. I enjoyed it. But it left a sour taste in my mouth at the very end. The last thing that they did. Yeah, like a Switch cartridge. But overall, I enjoyed it. I give it an A-, probably. Since we're doing letter grades, I guess.
Were we?
I am.
Oh, okay.
Chuck started it.
I didn't mean to. I wasn't starting a thing.
I'm giving them out now. So
all right.
Metacritic.
Ooh, Metacritic.
Metacritic. I've been talking a lot today, and I'm absolutely fucking over it. Metacritic needs to figure out what an A- means from us.
Okay.
I'll give it an A Loy minus.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's also a dumbass name. Like it's fucking stupid. It's
is.
Alloy. Come on, for real. And a fucking metal weird world. Cop out. But man, all those character models are so just lovingly crafted. Like the faces look so good. I know I've gone on about that, but like there is some sort of tech that they're using that is just outstanding. The problem is they do it with like 10 characters, and the rest of them just get fucked off into regular puppetry land.
Is it strange how much I actually enjoyed the murder boner dude? Like the
No, because he's really interesting.
yeah, it's just like that dude is like he's really into killing the bandits or whatever.
Yeah,
But he's also like super chill about it. Just like
he is. He's very.
it's kind of
relaxed and
creepy,
groovy.
and like I like that about him.
Oh, we're gonna kill some bandits together.
Yeah.
Let's definitely do that. I'm gonna be over here. Join me when you can. And he's also like, I really like that particular race of people. Their eye makeup. Every single character had different eye makeup,
Yep.
which is really neat. Anyhow, I've talked too much about Horizon Zero Dawn. I apologize in arrears. So the next thing that I streamed, and we're still talking about streaming land apparently, was
The
actually
grand finale.
the grand finale right now, which was just
Bring it on home.
I will.
Okay.
I'll bring it on home with Gone Home, which I streamed last night. You know, I hear the term walking simulator bandied about and used as a pejorative, and I also hear the term walking simulator laid upon this game. We need to all agree on a name that's not a pejorative for games like this that are just narrative experiences. And
Interactive art.
sure, but that can span so much that isn't like video game interactive art. We'll come up with the term for it eventually, but for now we need to just abandon, that walking simulator.
Don't worry,
down the nose.
we don't say it. We say it sarcastically.
I know
Yeah.
we do.
And
but
the only people saying it for real are the same ones that are like Call of Duty every free year. That's the only game I need, bro. Woo!
I
That
know,
was a high five noise.
I know, but we need to.
But they still had Cheeto dust and
Right.
We just need to
try to abolish that and change the narrative, if you will.
We can do that.
Gone Home is fucking great.
Yeah.
Welcome, brother.
Thank you.
or sister.
Yes.
Similarly, because it's recent-ish. Similarly to Journey, it's one of those tight, really well-crafted. They say a lot more words in Gone Home than in Journey, but it's tight, well-crafted sort of narrative experience that is a roller coaster of emotions, and I experienced all of the emotions when I was playing Gone Home. It is brisk. It only took me about 3 hours start to finish. I think the timer on the stream was like 2:59:55 when it started
Cool. Speed run.
running credits.
Or speed walk, sorry.
Speed walking simulator, yeah. Apparently, I think you can do that game in under a minute. Because
There is a trophy for
there's
it.
a
Yeah.
trophy for doing that game in like under a minute with no assists or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of an
Sure.
inside baseball joke, but you can do that game apparently really fast. I guess you just run up to the bleep and do the bleep.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah. Well, Steve Gaynor, the lead designer, he said like they added that stuff after seeing people do just dumb shit on PC.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That when they released the console version, they're like, well, just put that shit in there.
Might as well. I mean, I guess you probably have to have a number of trophies or something on PlayStation or Xbox, so might as well just do some silly shit.
Unless there is a minimum, I really think someone should just be an asshole and have like one platinum trophy. Just finish the game.
Yeah,
There.
Well, I mean, that's basically what the Telltale games did. They're just like,
Go
all right,
chapter markers, yeah.
beat each chapter.
yeah. But Gone Home is a really nice, tight experience. I encourage you to go to youtube.com/noquartersnet and watch all of my BJ versus his pile of shame videos that are archived there. including that one that just went up during the show. Bonus feature.
Yeah. And the PS4.
However, even if you watch my stream, go and play it for yourself. There is always going to be a difference. You won't have my dumbass making jokes over it and trying to find all the tapes and trying to find a VHS player or whatever. But look for Christmas Duck.
Yep.
Say hi to Christmas Duck for me if you see him, and play it. Absolutely play it. It's a wonderful thing. I wish I could give everyone who wrote that game a big hug because they deserve it.
Yeah, I want to watch that stream just to see your reactions when you're basically trying to get to the end area.
Yeah.
Because there's a very specific thing that you think you're going to find when you get there.
Yep.
And I'm curious if that's exactly what you were thinking too.
Yes, I'll tell you yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Totally.
Game's great.
So I think I can talk about this without being spoilery. There were several times where I went back and forth on what I thought was happening with that. And this just speaks to a clever narrative, which is why I mention it. They present you with things to make you think things, and then present you with things to make you not think them, and then they keep kind of throwing you back and forth on what to expect. They keep disrupting your expectations, and and that's a good thing for a narrative. It worked really well. I'm really impressed.
You throw some Ludo in there, and you've got a TED Talk.
That's
you
right.
said disrupted narrative.
I know.
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
If I can somehow manage to get the word dissonance in there, I think I will win TED Talk game bingo.
Nice. So, yeah, every Monday night,
9 p.m.
check it out.
Twitch.tv/NoQuartersNet.
Yeah, good deal. What are you doing next week since you can't do BioShock?
I am going to pick another indie game. I am not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to make it a surprise, but it might end up being... My default, I'll say, is Abzu. If I can't find anything else, I've heard excellent things about Abzu.
I liked
so I'm
it.
going to pick that
I
up.
played a bunch of that.
Yeah.
That's probably
Yeah.
a pretty good
Apparently
choice for
it's
some
pretty
streaming.
swift, so
It's pretty journey-ish.
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe we'll do some more Uncharted 2 after that.
Cool.
There's good choices to
That's a good indie
throw
darling.
some dumb jokes in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
moving on.
Well, yeah.
Turning the corner
Oh,
from
hell.
BJ's streaming corner.
Another
Good.
corner.
Last corner of this half.
Okay.
This is this very long half.
Yeah.
This half that's going to be like 3/4 of the episode. But
Uh-huh.
DLC corner.
Yeah.
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 Starting out. Forza Horizon 3. Hot Wheels.
Yeah. Hot Wheels.
Which, when that was announced, I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, okay, yes.
It comes out in like a week and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That's the way to do it. Mm-hmm. Announce it and then get it the hell out the door.
I am
Yes.
a fan of that.
Well, finished.
Well,
yeah,
you
oh,
know
yeah,
what I mean.
finish
But,
it.
like, it's ready.
Yeah.
Right.
Here you go.
Here's what we've been working on.
Man,
and now
remember
you
when
can play
people
it.
could keep secrets? That was great.
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah.
Anyway.
And then I never got to play it.
Oh.
So how is it?
It's good. It's more Forza Horizon 3.
Uh-huh.
It's some crazy Hot Wheels stuff, although I will say it's not as crazy as I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
Like, I remember my Hot Wheels tracks when I was a kid, and they were fucking insane.
Yeah.
You don't think those Hot Wheels tracks are insane?
They are, but also aren't, because I made more insane things with my own Hot Wheels tracks than are in this game.
Are there any loops?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then that's all I want.
I mean, most of them are speed assistant. So, like, they have what is like the video game equivalent of like the little brush thing that they used to have.
Yeah.
So that would like launch your car even faster.
Yeah.
Because your car's not going to typically do that on its own.
No.
You think they were limited by, and this sounds crazy to talk about in this day and age, but do you think they were like limited by their in-game physics on how crazy they could make it?
It's possible.
Like they couldn't make cars fast enough that actually went on the road.
I mean, I remember stuff like the crisscross, like
Applesauce.
yeah. Well, I mean, there were tracks that were designed to where you would narrowly avoid hitting another car depending on how fast you launched out of this thing. And they do have a couple of those intersections in the races, but they never really come into play.
Really?
It's like you can choose one path or the other, but you're probably in the lead or probably dead last, and it's not. They just, I don't know. I was expecting a level of craziness, and then realized, oh wait, Forza Horizon 3, as crazy as this game gets, always keeps it grounded just a little bit. Like you could race a train or a cargo carrier or whatever, and it's still kind of like, yeah, that's okay, sure, yes, that makes sense. Yes, I beat that airplane, whatever. So.
Well, it makes sense. It's not just a straight line like the airplane.
Yeah.
It's that whole, like, I can go in a straight line, but this airplane can go way faster, but it takes forever to bank.
Yes.
You know, so it's crazy based in physics reality.
Yeah. So there is infinitely more crazy in this Hot Wheels stuff than there is in regular ass Forza Horizon 3.
Yeah.
But it just, I think in my brain, I went, oh man, this is going to be so nutty, and then it's kind of grounded. But it's still, you're up off the ground
Still
on
orange
plastic
tracks. and-
Yeah.
yeah.
And I love that the Forza Horizon characters are kind of talking about how crazy this is, like your
Radio.
the people
voice.
in your head, and they kind of make fun of like the physics of this stuff, and then like they'll reverse mock themselves, like, yeah, well, how do you rewind time in regular Forza universe? So it's like this weird back and forth of just crazy engineering bullshit.
Let's
But-
get meta.
yeah, but it's a lot of content. I mean, like, this thing just vomits up icons on a map, and when you defeat a certain tier, it vomits up more and just keeps vomiting them up. So there's a lot to do. It's I would say it's a little bigger than the snow one.
Yeah.
Blizzard Mountain?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot to do
Okay.
there, but this seems a little bigger with a little more checkpoint stuff.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played it some too. I'm realizing, like, I don't think I like DLC. Just in general, like, period. Like,
I don't think you like video games.
well, no, I do like video games. Like,
They're all DLC now.
it's like too many. I get needing time to make a thing good, but like too much time usually passes. Like
Yeah.
I'm usually sick of a game or done with a game or you know what I mean by the time a new thing comes out, and so I mean Forza's Forza. It's pretty easy to jump right back into Forza. I've tried to jump back into things like Metal Gear Solid 5 or Just Cause 3 when like just enough time has passed from like, how the fuck do you control this again? Like what button does what?
Yep.
And so and I've already played like 3 video games in the meantime with completely different control schemes and gotten used to them. And
Yeah.
so like this is really good, but like enough time had passed and I spent enough time with Blizzard Mountain that like this came out and I was kind of like, and I don't want more Forza right now. Like I spent a lot of time with Forza to begin with, and I don't need more. As cool as this is,
Yeah.
and also to your point, I kind of felt like they painted themselves into a little bit of a corner because, yeah, Forza does crazy things, but it's also, as we said, it's based in physics reality. I almost felt like this was like them kind of throwing out saying, we could make a real Hot Wheels game if you'll let us. Like this was like
a test run.
like a test run, calling card,
Yeah.
opening of the doors of a partnership kind of thing. That like maybe they will make a full on insane Hot Wheels one with like stupid jumps and the crisscross jump. Remember that one
Yep.
where you shoot 2 cars off and try to make them hit each other?
Yeah.
Well, when you're a little kid, you're like,
Yeah.
wreck these cars.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's like I liked it, but I kind of just like an hour or two, and I was like, no. Like,
It's weird too that there are only 5 Hot Wheels cars, and they're dribbled out over the course of the expansion pack. So I kind of figured it was going to be like, man, here's a bunch of Hot Wheels cars, and it's not.
See, I thought it was going to be the cars you already are using just on Hot Wheels tracks.
It is mostly. That's
Okay.
what it is. But there are 5 oddly designed, very much Hot Wheels cars.
yeah, like
Okay.
iconic ones.
Yeah, and it's like there should be a lot of these.
They should
And
just give you like 25.
yeah, but they don't, and you don't get one until like after you beat the entire, like the main
Like the
racing
first hub
course.
or whatever it is,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's
Oh,
like
that's crazy.
that's a
First
little
You should get
festivals-
one, like-
first circuit. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Festival circuits or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
so.
You should get one like immediately.
I agree with what you're saying about DLC. For Forza, it didn't bother me because that's just
Yeah, Forza,
racing game,
yeah,
pull
well,
trigger,
yeah,
go.
pull trigger, go. It's pretty,
But
yeah.
it's like other games like Just Cause 3 and Mafia 3 have come out with DLC like a year after, and I'm like, nah, I don't remember how to play your game, so I'm sorry, I'm not going to jump back into you right now. Story DLC at this point is starting to get irritating to
It
me,
kinda
but,
is,
but
yeah.
like this content, yeah, I'm totally fine with this kind of stuff. So-
more Diablo 3 content, which is
Well,
coming soon in like a week
yeah.
from
The
now.
Necromancer.
But
yeah, it's good.
and yet here I am like anxiously waiting.
Yep.
I mean, at this point, like Diablo 3 is like breathing to me. Like there's like I can just
Oh,
pick
yeah,
up the
you'll become
controller
one
and I'm
with
just
that
like
game.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's I know what buttons to push.
Yeah.
But anywho,
Speaking of DLC fatigue,
battle fatigue.
Fatigue.
yeah,
Mm.
fatigue LC. It's like the free LC frog's sad, tired, depressed friend. It's chronic
Well, actually,
fatigue syndrome.
I just realized that
frog.
battle fatigue is the actual era appropriate term.
Yeah, it is.
For
Yes.
PTSD /
Yeah.
shell shock /
Shell shock.
Yeah.
Yep. Actually, I think shell shock was World War One. Battle fatigue was World War Two.
I thought it was the other way around. Is it?
Shell shock was the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
So
there,
it would've been-
yeah, because that's where it came from.
Yeah.
I thought the shelling of like dropping bombs in London was for shell shock. Yeah, whatever.
Well, there was
yeah, whatever.
intense artillery shelling and basically sitting in a trench and waiting
To die,
around
yeah.
to get shelled to death.
Yeah.
Speaking of waiting around,
Mm-hmm.
so I went ahead and bought premium for Battlefield 1. I don't know if I mentioned that last time that we podcasted. And the They Shall Not Pass DLC has come out for that. It adds a few maps and it adds a few guns that you have to work really hard to get, and it added a new mode. The new mode is pretty interesting, even though I haven't played it. It's called Frontlines, and you basically it's almost like tug of war, but opposite. So it's like push of war, and you have to sort of push a front line, hence Frontlines, until you until you push the enemy out. Apparently, there was a really hilarious bug with that game mode in that they had sort of intended to include a timer in that mode, and they didn't. And so games of Frontlines could go on for like 4 hours before somebody won, because you had to win to end the game. So they have now corrected that, and I think it's like a max of 45 minutes or something like that. But I really like the new maps. I think they're great. I think, as with before, everything about Battlefield 1 is gorgeous and terrifying. I've gotten a lot better at it since last time we talked, because I've spent like 40 more hours playing it. But all that stuff is good. Like, all the content is good. I like it. I am still... I've realized that the whole... And I kind of knew this before I started buying into it, but I ignored it since I had bought into it. Like, the whole premium thing is just dumb as shit. And I think EA and DICE are starting to realize that, because with the release of Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, they are starting to move way far away from that model. It fractures the player base, which it's done with They Shall Not Pass. Like, the player base is all split up. Like, people who own the DLC just play the DLC. People who don't just play the other maps because they can't play the DLC. And then they introduced this thing called Premium Friends, where if you have premium, people in your party can play the DLC with you, which is kind of nice. But it
Yeah.
also still it still feels like they're breaking everything up. And I know that it costs money to make additional maps and stuff and support a game beyond launch, but also at the same time, you're not introducing whole bunches of, like, you're not adding player base. People aren't going out there and purchasing your game because it's all content locked. You know, it's all locked behind an additional $15 of DLC to play a new interesting thing.
I guess with that, like, if you have a clan, you could just say, hey, you play the most Battlefield, why don't we all chip in, you get the DLC, and then whenever we clan up, we will all have access to all the things.
Yeah, you could do that, except that the problem with Premium Friends is when you're playing Premium Friends, none of your XP counts, and you can't unlock the new guns.
Well, fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah, so they kind of make it like you can play the new maps, you just can't progress when you play
Yeah.
the new maps. It's dumb.
You can demo the maps.
basically, yeah. DICE is doing some dumb shit with that.
All right.
For sure.
It all sounds like a test bed for this sort of shit.
It does, and it's failing because they're dropping numbers like mad. It's just insane. It's like the fastest that the player base has dropped off for any Battlefield game in history, which is really terrible for Battlefield 1, because I really like it. I think it's I think it's a good shooter. It's not everybody's cup of tea, I guess, because it's not like I know Harlow's speed is more Call of Duty speed, where it's run and gun, fast movement, fast paced. But this is a little bit. It's a lot more deliberate, kind of slowed down, and also it's just not everybody's thing because it's World War One. But there is new DLC coming out, but it's not coming out soon, and that's another problem I have with the way DICE is doing things. Like this game came out in November. I think They Shall Not Pass came out in January, which was relatively swift, or maybe it came out in March.
I think it was March.
Yeah. So that's not too slow, but the next DLC isn't due out until September. And honestly, I might not even be able to find my Battlefield 1 disc in September of this year. Like,
Planning a party, huh?
No,
I mean,
and
I drink a
Battlefront-
lot, but
and Battlefront comes out 2 months after that.
right,
Yeah.
Battlefront 2 comes out in November. And I'm gonna play the shit out of that. And there's still 2 more DLCs to come out for Battlefield 1. How are they ever going to retain anybody playing? Like, if you are the one person playing Battlefield 1 when the last DLC comes out, you should get a fucking trophy. Like, because it's going to be, like, November of 2018.
Yeah. But I mean, Battlefield 4 went on forever. Like, I feel like they're still putting out DLC for Battlefield 4.
Well, it's that they keep making it free.
Oh,
so
okay.
it looks like it's free DLC
all
that
right.
they keep putting out.
That's fine.
Not to drop
But-
the D word, disrupt again, but I feel like Blizzard has a lot to do with this with Overwatch, like just putting that game out and continually supporting it, and the fact that
Don't
like
you have to pay for some of the updates? No?
no,
No.
like it is the only thing you can pay
okay.
for is like skins and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like I mean, it is. Just
I thought
like,
you had to pay for the new characters or
not
whatever.
at all.
Okay,
Nope.
cool.
Your $40 is all you ever had to pay ever.
Excellent.
I mean, it's up until now. I mean, they may say like, here's finally some premium shit, but I don't think they're. I think they'd make Overwatch 2 before they do that.
Okay. Well, that's good. Like that harkens back to, back to a bygone era, I guess, or harkens forward to a not been yet era. Anyway, either way, like, yeah, messed up some time there. Either way, like, that's way too fucking long. Waiting till September. And when they announced that In the Name of the Tsar DLC, it's like, it's the Women's Death Battalion from Russia, and was it the USSR back then? I'm not sure.
No.
It's so many names ago for Russia. But it's the Women's Death Battalion, which is a really interesting story about how the women were basically like, yeah, you're going to put us on the front lines. You have no choice about it. And they were all badasses, and the trailer that got released, everything looks so fucking cool, but I don't know if I will even give a shit in September. It will be... That's too far out for my hype to survive.
Aw.
Yeah, we're going to have to euthanize my hype.
Oh.
Too far for the Tsar.
Yes. But anyhow, I feel like I've talked way too much in this half already.
No, man. Everyone gets their block. But I'm going to wrap it up.
All right.
Wrap up this DLC corner. With more Neo, of course. Because when I bought Neo, I bought the whole shebang, everything. They put out the Dragon of the North DLC, which, when it came out, I was like, oh shit, new DLC. Maybe I'll try some missions there instead of the ones I'm
shit.
stuck on.
Uh-huh.
Nope. You got to beat the game first,
Lovely.
or you cannot play that DLC.
Fantastic.
You actually have to beat the epilogue, or you cannot play the DLC.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a whole new area. It's takes place 10 years after the main game. Same play style. There's new enemies in it. It's a nice snowy mountainous area, which it's a cool area, and the enemies are different. And I'm assuming there's 2 more DLCs coming after this, and I'm assuming they'll explain some of the differences in them, because there are guys who are very Resident Evil 4-ish, where you think, oh man, I'm going to snipe that guy with an arrow in the brain. And then you hit him, and then suddenly there's like a giant snake head comes out of him and is lashing out at you from like 20 yards away. And you're like, oh fuck, what are you doing? You're supposed to be a man, but you're not. And then you kill him. But
All right.
yeah, there's different variations on the enemies in there, which is kind of cool. But they also give you a new weapon called Nodachi, which is it looks like those staves with a blade on the end of them, kind of. Not quite a spear, but it's like a...
We looked it up.
Like a naginata?
Yes.
Yes, that thing.
That thing. I was like, not
Fucking weapons
going
expert
to work
over
here
We
anymore.
could use you on Bamcast Extra, sir.
Yeah. But in practice, it plays just like holding a 5-foot-long, heavy-ass sword and just smashing shit with it,
I like that.
which is all right. But I had discovered the kusarigama at this point, which is it's basically a sickle in one hand with a chain on the other end and like a bladed little weapon on the end of that chain. And it's a super fast, awesome-ass weapon. Like, it is just the coolest shit. Like it's one of my favorite weapons in a game now. Like
That's pretty good.
Any of this type of game where it's like, you know, you basically are throwing this chain at a dude and yanking him back to you, and then you're hitting him with a sickle, and just it's one of those things where like suddenly I had to play the game completely differently than I did, but it was fun as shit. So I've been using that mostly, even though they put new weapon, and I don't know if the weapon was unlocked like with the DLC update to the game, or if you had to get the DLC in order to get the Odachi. I don't know exactly how that worked, but they added PvP in as well when they updated it. So there's a specific area where you can duel guys, but yeah, it's more levels. I got to the first boss of it and am still getting my ass kicked by this boss because he's super fast, and even if I slow him down, he can like two-shot me. Despite me having, you know, level 140 health, he can still basically hit me once, and then if I can't move from that, he will hit me the second time and kill me. So I'm stuck on a big guy with a centipede arm killing me.
Oh man, you should totally
Moving
live
quick.
stream the next time you play that.
I might. You'll hear me swearing a lot.
Good.
Cool.
That's you'll be continuing the tradition of the No Quarters live stream.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Angry Mackie.
Angry Mackie. Snappy Mackie.
Yeah, the one time I did stream it, I wasn't... it was more the sigh. I was getting
Yeah.
the sigh going a lot because it was another fast enemy, and I was like, oh... You know, because you get so close.
More
and
like
you're like,
Sio.
no.
No.
No, not
No.
like that. Yeah. But, I mean, the DLC, it's... If you've beaten the game, yeah, sure. Sign yourself up. It's only, I think it was $15, or I think it was only $10, actually,
bad.
which isn't bad for, you know, basically 2 new level areas and then variations on that, just kind of like the other game is. But, yeah, bosses are cool, full cutscenes, all that stuff. I mean, it's basically an expansion, so I was about it. I liked it.
I was about it.
I was about it.
Bad
man.
about it.
Yeah, and I can hit dudes with a giant sword or with a chain and a sickle, so it's badass.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. You know what else is badass?
What?
Taking a break.
Damn
After
right.
like 3 hours of recording.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I need to leave at 11, which means we've got like 45 minutes. So how do we want to do this?
I think we've vented on pinball amongst ourselves. I don't think they really have any stories to tell. We can cut that.
Okay.
We can cut E3.
There are 3 quick things I want to say about E3.
Okay.
It'll take 2 minutes.
All right.
And I hate to cut Harlow short because I
Alright.
want to hear him vent in Hot Take Corner, but I have a feeling Hot Take Corner is going to take like 35 minutes. To get one hot take.
I don't know. The rest of it's pretty
Yeah.
quick.
Crank through it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We could do it.
God damn it, Georgia.
Like how everybody's laying in on Jared Kushner now. Like getting pictures of him. They're like, Jared Kushner looks like the one guy that didn't stand on his desk in Dead Poet Society.
Yes.
Jared Kushner looks like he's about to ask Leslie Knope some stupid ass question during a city council meeting.
Ice.
I hear ice.
Ice.
What was that?
Oh, I was just trying to figure out what it was from, and it took me a while of looking at it and trying to figure out what this thing is until I realized it was something I clicked on from the "What is this thing" subreddit. Somebody apparently shared it on Google Drive, and now it's in my shared with me things forever.
Just got some flair.
Woo!
Kevy, I love the Elite controller. I want one. I would give at least one of my testicles to have an Elite controller for the PlayStation.
Oh, I was gonna say you don't have to.
yeah.
They're not that expensive.
Yeah. You just
No,
I hope you value your balls more than that.
buy
Than
one.
like $100 refurbed.
Yeah, I will buy one at some point. I also I've been thinking about because of how much I like the Elite controller and how much I like, paddle buttons and not having a controller that feels like it was made by Play School. I've been thinking about buying a Scuff controller, which is a little bit more expensive than an Elite controller.
Is that for the gay app?
What?
What?
Oh, Scruff. I get it. I get it.
What?
I didn't know it has special controllers.
Yeah. It's the latest in teledildonics, Chuck.
Well then,
I don't know what's that.
Nice.
Apparently, I'm not woke enough.
You should get.
I'm tired.
You should get so woke that you know what scruff is.
There's
Let's not go back to pre-podcast talk.
Okay,
again.
you're right. Yeah. All right.
So
Yeah.
Tinder, right? You know what Tinder is?
I know what Grindr
Hookup
is.
slash dating app, Grinder,
Right.
and then there's also
man.
Scruff.
Okay.
Scruff is like the others, I think.
Okay. It's not like a subset, like for a specific type of.
I think it's
fetish?
for
I
people
don't-
who are tired of Grinder.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I don't
Tired
know.
of Grinder? Scruff.
yeah.
It might be for
Exhausted
for
all your grinder options.
Yeah.
bears and otters.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah,
was
it could
wondering
be
if it
that.
was like scruff of the neck kind of thing, like
It could be for yiffing.
some rough shit. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it is. I have a terrible mind.
Yeah. Let's do a second half.
Yep. Clap it.
Ah!
Weak.
Ah!
Weak sauce. No.
Hey, welcome back. Second half.
Hey, still a motherfucking video game podcast.
You are exactly right, sir.
So is.
I'm ready to blow through some corners here. Let's
yeah.
let's do this.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
Oh, right.
We're
Sorry.
doing an E3 corner.
Yeah, real quick.
Sorry.
Yeah. Brief.
Just real quick. Just there were some things at E3. Normally, my expectations are very tempered for anything at E3 because they're always 2 years away. But there were 2 or 3 things where I was like, "Give me that right now," and they're going to give it to me pretty soon. One is that their original Xbox backwards compatibility on the Xbox
Hell
One.
yes.
What the fuck wizards do they have working at Xbox to make that shit happen?
Bloodwake,
Uh-huh.
Crimson Skies,
Yes.
Mechasalt,
Uh-huh.
other games.
Yeah.
Yeah, the others
Well-
and the rest.
We'll see if it works better than it did on 360.
That would be a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so seeing that, I was like, oh, sweet. Okay, cool.
I just want Jet Set Radio Future. That's all I want.
I figured
Well,
you would.
the 360 actually had like the Xbox One chip in it or something, right?
No, it was all
No?
software based.
Okay,
That's
was
why
it?
it was so
The
janky as fuck.
PS3 is the one that
Oh,
had
that
the,
had the
Yeah.
PS2
motion and
controller.
yeah, okay,
Motion
yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Also, when I saw the reveal for the new Wolfenstein game, I lost my fucking shit. That is such my jam right
I
there.
still haven't seen that. I'm so dumb.
Oh my god, dude.
I just keep. It's. Yeah. I know what it's about.
The Wolfenstein reboot was so good, and this just kind of pushes it forward to the weird alternate 60s, where it's like hippie 60s, but now the game is in America, and there's fucking racists and Nazis everywhere,
And you get to kill them.
yes,
Yeah.
you do. And for some reason, some of your allies are on LSD, like during missions and shit. Like they have like little weird animated sidekick characters. This game looks fucking nuts, and I am so into it. Like I can't be more
Yeah.
into anything than
This
this.
this makes
Well,
me want
all right.
to. This makes me want to put Wolfenstein on the list for the next game I play.
Yeah, you really
Because
that
I haven't.
first-
I have both of them.
Yeah.
And I just haven't played either of them yet.
they are super satisfying murder simulators.
Yeah.
I played like 20 minutes. That's one of those games I checked out fast. Was Wolfenstein: The New Blood or whatever that newest
Old Blood.
Old Blood, yeah.
Well,
I guess I should give it
what was
another
it?
shot.
Old Blood and New Order.
The New Order
The
was
New
the
Order
game.
was the full game.
The Old Blood was the
DLC
expansion.
standalone
Yeah.
thing. I was going to snarkily ask it, was the trailer like supposed to be 2 minutes, but for some reason it ran for like an hour?
It was a long trailer.
That's my take on Wolfenstein, is that game went on for fucking forever.
It was pretty long, but you get to murder a lot of Nazis, and that's super
sure.
satisfying. Also, Terry Crews is a playable character in Crackdown 3, which
Is he playable or
that's what I heard.
Yes.
nice?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's the best news ever, agent.
That's fucking crazy. I mean, there's a whole bunch of cool shit that got announced at E3, but a lot of it is super far off. And like,
Microsoft's announcement. They went through 979 games.
yeah, there was a million games.
At least the Cuphead one acknowledged that. Okay.
Yes.
We've announced Cuphead like 6 times.
Yeah.
It's finally coming out in September.
September.
Yeah,
yes.
right.
Well,
we
we'll
watched
see.
that together, Mackie.
Yeah.
you and
we
I
watched it in the car
on the
driving
drive
back from a
on the
pinball
drive back from
convention.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'll buy that when it's actually out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only other big thing, the One X, the name Xbox One X, whatever. Yeah, but $499. It wasn't totally unexpected, but that kind of hurt. Like if it was $399, I'd probably be in on one.
The
But
way they
as
described
it is now, I'm gonna have to wait.
the way they described the weird ass bullshit they engineered to put in that thing, like they're talking about the weird vapor cooling system that some guy at Microsoft invented.
No, he didn't.
Well, they named it after him.
Okay, well maybe he
Maybe
invented
it's
a
his
style of it, but I
proprietary
mean,
one, yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean, all Founders Editions GTX
I know.
cards have vapor.
I know it
cooling
just
on them.
it all the weird descriptions of that thing that it was like, yeah, of course that's what it's going to cost. Everyone, the pipe dream was $399, but whatever, that thing's a beast.
The I'm going to buy one price is $399.
Yes, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So anyway, there was a bunch of stuff at E3. Go to anywhere on the internet and look all that up.
My gonna buy one price is $499.
Yeah,
Because I'm still gonna buy one.
me too. That's my go. that's- I'm
You're
gonna
the
buy.
only one amongst us with a 4K TV as well, so that
Yeah,
helps.
and this thing's a beast.
Yeah, I want the extra power.
I just all their bullshit numbers I know are not bullshit. I mean,
Flops.
the teraflops mean something that's fucking high.
Yeah, it's a lot
Yeah.
of flops.
I mean, just compared to even the PS4 Pro, whatever. Okay,
The PS4 Pro is not a direct competitor with the Xbox One X.
okay,
Nerd.
Sure.
you're right because they didn't put a 4K Blu-ray drive in.
Yeah, they
Right.
didn't. They totally did.
Also, they just pissed it out.
So, yeah, 4K and all that hot, super high graphics and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a Nintendo Switch.
Oh, the highest of
Oh wait,
graphics.
that's not a segue. That's the opposite.
Oh wait, yeah. no.
All right, put that cartridge in your mouth.
Nintendo Hot Take Corner.
Yeah.
Hot takes. Come
so-
get them.
All right. So I
Serve him up.
borrowed. I got to see a Switch in person for the first time. Like
okay.
a friend of mine brought his setup, hooked up to the TV, all that
Chuck
good
was
stuff.
stingy and wouldn't let you.
No, he doesn't like me.
I had it in my bag for weeks, and no one ever asked.
Didn't know that you had it in your bag.
Well,
I did not know that you had a product.
But anyway, I saw one in person, and again, much like I was just saying with Ghost Recon, I am not a Zelda person. I don't know shit about Zelda. If you remember when I was talking about the Wii U, when that was briefly a thing, I liked Hyrule Warriors because, I don't know, it was cool. And I'm aware of Zelda music, and when you cock rocket,
Yeah.
I fucking like that.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Cock fucking rocket, yo.
and, it seemed like a Dynasty Warriors game with a point. So I was behind Hyrule Warriors, but I don't know shit about Zelda, really. I mean, I other than I know that the guy that you play is not Zelda. I am aware of that.
Oh,
Link.
is that how that works?
Yeah.
Good. That's good.
Yeah,
name's-
you're not playing as Zelda except for
Yeah.
maybe when you can. I
His
think
name's
there's-
Lank.
Yeah.
Oh, Link.
So try to switch. Saw some Mario Kart. Saw Snake Pass.
Snake Pass.
Saw Puyo Puyo Tetris, which I will be getting, but probably on a different console because it's like twice as much on the Switch for some reason.
Yep.
And I played Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Which
I've also played that.
it's
Is that game extremely your jam?
it's kind of fucking good. Like it's I don't know anything about how it rates as far as Zelda games go, but it's a really super cool stylistic open world game that doesn't like completely handhold you. It's kind of like, look, if you are awesome at this game, you can start this game, go through like the 30 minutes of bullshit tutorial stuff, and run right to the end if you want to. Like if you know where it is, go for it.
Yep.
It handles the tutorial section so well. Like I played it on Wii U because a friend loaned me his Wii U, but I love how that tutorial section works, where it's basically like the first area of the game entirely, but it's not like all the like Twilight Princess was and all that shit, where it's like, all right, you're locked in here and you got to do this specific piece of bullshit before we let you move on. Like it's you basically do an entire level that is learning how to use this one specific skill. And you don't have to do them in a specific order. You can go to whichever one you need to go to, and it's great. I mean, it's...
Yeah, like the climbing, the pretty much climb anything mechanic, as long as you have stamina, is like really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to say it has like less than graphics makes me sound like I'm making a slight against it. Like I think what it does is I think it taxes the hardware as much as it possibly can, and then compensates with very cool stylistic choices. Because like the world from, I mean, it feels weird because you can just see so far into the distance, but you realize like things are popping in as you get closer to it. You know, like it's sacrificing some draw distance, but it doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like you're like breaking the game and you're having pop-ins like, you know, like a poorly designed game. It just looks like, why would you notice the trees until you're closer to them? You know, like it just, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I mean, it's almost has like a Miyazaki feel to it. It's just very cool and not like annoyingly cel shaded. It's cool animation. So I still don't really have any clue what's actually happening in the game per se. I still don't understand the difference between a Ganon and a Ganondorf. I assume Ganon is the guy.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at you.
And Ganondorf is just him walking around on his knees. That's all I can assume at this point. I don't know.
God damn
it. There's a couple things I don't like in that I had to ask what the hell I'm supposed to do, and it involved the freezing mechanic, and that it didn't make sense to me that lighting a torch was all I needed to do to stay warm enough to get to an area. But that worked.
You could also eat a pepper.
I did, but it didn't last very long.
Oh, okay.
So I ended up like scumming one area, basically running far enough while popping peppers to get to where, like, to the entrance to the cave that I need to be at. And I kept dying and going, and then like I'd spawn closer, and I'd be like, all right, gonna run until my stamina runs out and run by all the enemies. And yeah, I found ways to scum that game that I probably shouldn't have been doing that way.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like that it's built that way, that it's almost like, you know, the speedrun bullshit that people do is just kind of like, we're not going to fight it.
Yeah.
If you want to do it that way, that's fine. You know, and I've seen some of the crazy videos that some of the people do in some of the temples, where it's like, all right, I'm going to ride the, the kite thing. I'm going to glide here, but then I'm going to drop a bomb at the right time that's going to blow me up into the air, and then I can reset the kite, and I get a full, you know, stamina for the kite, and then I'll fire the hook shot and do this. And
you can set fires in front of you that will create updrafts to lift your kite up, which is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Fire can also
really
be a
neat.
pain in the ass in that game. If you're fighting someone and you accidentally light something on fire, it's very easy to light
Does it
yourself
Far Cry
on
2
fire.
yourself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you're like, God damn it, no!
Yeah. Suddenly everything is on fire, and you're like, hell.
Yeah,
this is fine.
Because you get so focused on being locked onto that enemy that you've just backed right into the inferno that you set behind you. And
Yeah.
Nice. Breath of the Wild is the spiritual successor to Far Cry 2, confirmed.
Kind of is.
Yeah. But, I mean, that game, it's solid. It's really solid. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. and I got through the tutorial area and then got into the whole like, here's the world, start, dropping pins on the map and you can go to that place. And then I was like, I can't do this now.
Yeah.
like I knew it was like if I started down that path, it was going to be another 80 hours before I finally set foot off of it. And so I gave my friend his Wii U back. Said, this is good. This game is good. I'm not playing it now. I'll play it another time.
Yeah.
Would you like to know about the Taste of the Wild? This is probably more for the live stream because I don't see why this would play on the podcast. But
Depends on your reaction.
well, I mean,
Do it for the vine, my
just
friend.
saying, people.
You got a full glass of...
I do. Like this is the
Beverage.
bitter taste, and we may have previously established that I'm extra sensitive to bitter flavors. So this could be awesome. I might just die right now.
I tell you what, if you lick one side of it, I'll lick the other.
Together.
Yeah.
Well, the one's got like I don't know if the other one has any flavor because it's like a. Well, I mean, this is like a label, so I don't think they
Yeah,
put it
don't
in the
like the
label,
label.
did they?
I don't know.
I mean, I have a whole other cart.
There's
Oh, you have another?
Yeah, I have
another cartridge.
I have
Grab another
Mario,
cartridge.
Mario
I'll-
Kart.
I'll deal with you.
Oh my god.
I have Mario Kart in here somewhere.
Was it citrus is supposed to?
Yeah,
Sure.
that's what they say.
What?
Citrus
Citrus kills bitter.
kills
flavor.
bitter.
Oh.
I looked it up in case I
Oh.
start to die.
So it's milk that stops hot.
Correct.
Citrus
So, and or
stops bitter.
mint. Mint works too.
Yeah.
But I,
You're
mint's out for
allergic
me.
to mint.
Yeah.
Mint.
If you have something like some Altoid, should be fine.
Yeah.
That would definitely kill me, so. Or want me. I'd want to die.
Headaches.
It makes me want to die.
Really well for me for hot stuff.
Man, I can't believe 2 people are about to die on this podcast.
That's all right.
That's all right.
I feel like I need some like salt and a lemon.
Yeah, totally.
Here comes the flavor.
Here comes the flavor. All right.
Cart shots.
Are you going like full on tongue? Or are you going to like LSD it or what?
I was
No, I'm
just
just
gonna
gonna
lick it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just lick that whole back piece there.
yeah, without probably not the metal parts, but yeah.
Right.
Okay. Ready?
That'll still taste bitter.
I got nothing. Is it just the front?
Put it.
No,
put it in your
I got a
mouth.
bitter and
Did you really?
flavor.
Put
Yeah.
it in your mouth.
Heck, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
rub it on your teeth.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I mean, no. I mean, it's not like.
There's the flavor.
No, I mean, there it is.
This would not prevent me from swallowing.
No,
it.
it really wouldn't.
I mean,
Maybe children have a heightened sense of bitterness.
Oh, like they can hear the
Yeah.
mosquito noise or the cricket noise on the phone and
Yeah.
it tastes
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, totally.
Their taste buds have not been
tastes bitter,
subjected.
bitter.
I'm
to
going
the-
to try the front. I'm just curious.
You
if
should
like,
totally
it's on
try the front. Yeah.
See if it's on the label more.
Oh yeah. Nom, 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 nom.
Lick it.
That is seriously overblown. That's a shame. I was actually kind of
shame.
I was actually kind of
Why
expecting
is
the
it as
jalapeno
poisonous
popper
as I thought it would
version
be?
of like,
right. I'm
yeah.
hoping to provide a.
like
yeah.
Maybe it's like cilantro. Maybe you don't have the gene that allows you to taste the bitter.
I mean, it's there, but that is not like
You were just hoping for the ghost pepper kick.
Kind of,
on
yeah.
on the cart.
Right. I'm expecting a show for the fans.
Sorry.
that's way overblown.
All right.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of lingering a little bit. Like it's just kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I drink a double IPA or something, and it's just kind of hanging out there. But
Yeah, no.
actually, a double IPA is a lot more bitter than that cartridge.
Give me your spit. I'm gonna put it back in my.
I wiped it off at least.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
you might want to alcohol wipe it because I have so many diseases.
I know I gave them to you.
Yeah, but you don't want them back.
No.
Do you want to clap, Chuck, or are you leaving all this in?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll work around it.
All right then. Yeah. So you want to talk about Mario Kart at all?
Yeah, I mean, I got Mario Kart as well. About the only thing I have to say is, yes, it looks better. Yes, it has all of the DLC characters and tracks and whatnot kind of included. Right off the bat, though, like I fired up the like a circuit challenge and finished it, and was kind of like expecting the. I don't remember if it just said here's some coins and here's a thing you might have unlocked. It's all unlocked.
Yeah. Everything's unlocked.
It's kind of like where's the carrot on the stick thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just.
Yeah.
It's strange, in that when I did a circuit, I played it for a little bit, and I finished a circuit in first place, and it gave me like 30 coins. I think I'd collected, and it's like you can use these for customizing things. But I was like, all the characters are unlocked, all the carts are unlocked, all the tires are unlocked.
Well, maybe they're not. Like I said, I seem to remember there being more carts and tires and parachute things or whatever, glider
Yeah.
things.
But
But
playing in baby mode or something?
But all the characters,
yeah, all the characters are just
you can
there.
choose any of them. Right
Yeah,
off
like
the
Metal
bat.
Mario, which I think was like the last one you unlocked in the
Yeah.
in the original one, or the Wii U one,
Yep.
which I guess was the same as the DS one, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's good, and I don't regret getting it. It's just kind of strange that like we kind of had this argument before we started recording that like I get it if you played it to death on the one and you're like I'm going to upgrade, you'd be kind of pissed if you had to unlock everything again. But this is simple programming, folks. Just like, hey, do you want everything unlocked or do you want to unlock it naturally? Like just
Yeah.
when you boot the thing up.
Yeah, I should ask you at the very beginning.
Yeah, I mean it just doesn't seem like that'd be that hard. So whatever.
Yeah.
That's it. I didn't really have any hot takes for the Switch. It's just I was hoping that the cart taste was going to be a hot take, but
Nope.
that's
Afraid
just
not.
disappointing.
At least a bitter take.
Yeah.
I got real quick bitter take on the
Okay.
Wii.
Oh.
Regular Wii?
Yeah, been
Okay.
spending time with my in-laws and my niece and nephews, and they have a Wii in their little game playroom because they're kids, and it's like
Sure.
here, this thing, their parents got it when everyone got a fucking Wii, and they had a few games, but I discovered and actually Walt talked about this with his daughters as well. Kids don't want to play more than one level. My nephew must have played the first level of Wario Land Shake It 20 times and refused to move on from that pirate ship level. He's just like, nope. And he wasn't even like looking like, oh, this time I'm going to find the golden enemy or any of that. It was just like, nope, I'm just going to play through this again. Same fucking level. And I was just like, hey, why don't we try that other level? Nah. I just want to keep playing that one. And Walt, he said it drives him insane. He's just like, yeah, they just want to keep playing that first level. And I guess because they know how to beat it and it's not a challenge and it's like, all right, that's fun for them. Whereas us, we're like, all right, I beat that level. Time to move on. What? Show me the goods.
Not that I have kids or anything, but my
That you know of.
Well, that I know of. But my take is, I think it extends well beyond just the video game. I mean, if you've ever been around kids for any period of time, they find that song from that movie and play it over and over.
Kids are little meme factories.
Repeat it. It's like, aren't you sick of this yet? No, I love it.
Yeah.
Let's watch Ponyo again.
I mean, I think that's the main reason kids run everything because, Let It Go, it was an all right song. It was okay.
But they couldn't let it go.
No, and it just they're killing it.
Yeah. But that's it was just
the children are killing it.
and it was what else was it? It was Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. Oh my god. That bobsled level. I was just like, we need to do something. I was like, we can't do the bobsled level again. I need you to understand.
Why
this.
not, Mon?
Yeah.
You should just have
Are
started
you not
doing
feeling
that.
the rhythm or the rhyme?
Even though they would have no idea your Cool Runnings references,
Yeah.
you should have just done that the entire time.
I don't even remember if I did. This was like a couple months ago because
That'd be great. Just constantly talking Jamaican accent so that they
Yeah.
don't understand why.
Would have shown the first 2 minutes of Cool Runnings over and over and over.
Oh yeah, there you go.
a true inspiration for the children.
This man named Doggy Dog.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just like, and also the Wii as a system, man, it's kind of offensive that that's the best selling system of all time because the Wii's fucking garbage. There's no way around it. The OS in that thing is garbage. Just every game is 480i, 480p, and looks like garbage.
Yes, that's the worst thing about that console is that, man, for a system that came out within the last 7 years.
I mean, it was outdated when it came out.
Yeah,
It came out in 2006,
looks
by the way.
bad. I had
So it's-
component cables for it, and it looks bad.
I mean, it came out after the 360, and even the
Yep.
original Xbox had given you
Yeah.
component cables.
It
and said,
came out
"Here,
within a week of the PS3.
right.
Yeah. Well, the Xbox One had 480p capability, and certain games secretly had a 720p mode.
Yeah, some had 1080i. I
Right,
mean, they
yeah.
were-
That's what I
Enter
mean.
the Matrix.
Yeah, right.
1080. That was the first game I ever played in 1080, and that game was shit.
yeah, it was bad.
By the way, original Xbox games nowadays
Yeah.
look like shit.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they
Especially
do.
on a 65-inch TV.
Yeah, they
Ooh,
do.
boy.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be great.
Quick aside, one of our managers brought in an Xbox, and we have it hooked up to the TV in the lounge. So on
Sure.
Friday we play games.
Absolutely.
It's great because we're playing video games, but also they look like shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's man.
Can't wait to see him in 4K on the Scorpio.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, they could never get a Switch because those kids would destroy that thing, that fragile piece of technology.
Immediately.
Yeah, that's the first thing I did notice about the Switch. I was like, is this for kids? Because like that kickstand feels like it would take nothing
Oh,
to
yeah,
break it off.
That
Yeah.
shit's getting shattered.
Those removing the little Joy Cons, which I mean, it's just I'm sorry, that's a dumb name. Removing those just feels
It's a
like that-
joystick controller.
I'm not going to break it, but anyone half my age or younger is
Yeah.
probably going to.
Yeah.
I would never let a child people are dumb. People let their children touch their phones, and that's dumb. But at least you get like the replacement warranty on your phone. I would not let a child within a city block of a Switch.
Yeah, because I mean, those Joy Cons are not priced for give to kid and replace.
No. Also, it's a giant fucking screen, and the
well,
the
that
whole
too.
thing is your console.
Right, yeah.
If you break that screen, you are fucked because nobody fixes those yet.
It's true.
Yeah, it's very true. Anywho,
And the sticks on the Switch are not good. On the Joy Cons, at least.
no, the Pro Controller is where it's at.
Yeah.
So. Moving on to another corner.
Yes.
This one may be actually full of hot takes, or at least one hot take that's probably going to piss some
Yep.
people off. Okay, so I'm not going to get into why, but I upgraded my video card to try to actually go to 4K gaming. I got a high one. Let's just say that.
Okay.
You were able to do it. You robbed
Yeah.
a couple banks.
I did, yeah. And all right, I'm not gonna lie. I got a 1080 Ti. It's pretty much the top of the
Oh
line.
shit! You got the.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. I'm just saying, like, I didn't go Titan, but it's the top of the line minus the dumbass Titan things.
Yeah.
I'm only throwing that out. I'm not.
You got
not-
the wallet pounder.
I'm not. I'm not name dropping. I'm saying that to prove my next point, which
Yeah.
is, it's very strange to me because this like I now have a pretty badass computer, and I know my processor's a little lacking. It's a high end AMD before the Ryzen thing, so I haven't gone to a Ryzen processor, but it's like a really good one before that. There are games that still are like, nah, don't turn everything on, don't play in 4K, and it's really weird to me. Like the ones that it decides to do, like just quickly to drop it. Like Just Cause 3 plays amazing, 4K, everything on, looks awesome. Mad Max, made by the same company, came out the same year, probably made on the same engine, is like, nah, 1440, which is like the in-between 1080p and 4K resolution. It's like, play on that, and you can mostly turn everything on. And it's like, you're using the same engine, and this one's also like not as big and open and not three-dimensional. Like, Mad Max is a big world, and it's very stylistic, but it's flat.
Yeah.
Like, you're not changing elevations all the time and crazy shit. That's just weird to me. But the biggest one I wanted to say is, look, I understand you're the most expensive game ever created, but GTA 5, like, damn, guys, like, I don't really understand the PC mentality. Like, it's not GTA 5's fault. This has been happening for years. Like, the joke is Crysis. Can it play Crysis? Because when Crysis came out, nobody could fucking run Crysis like it was supposed to be run.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I kind of get the like boundary pushing thing, but now it just seems like all games are like, nah, man. Like, unless you spent $6,000 on your computer, maybe you can turn everything on.
Unless you bought like the maximum you could get the
Yeah.
day this thing came out.
Right. Like, I just don't get that. Like, I understand building a game for the future, but scale your fucking game. Like, make it. Like, look at what the hottest hardware is at the time that your game is going to release, because you have test hardware prior to it coming out, and you know this is this year's AMDs and NVIDIA cards. And yeah, if it doesn't play on the highest end card, you're doing something wrong. You can patch in higher definition shit later. Like, yeah, there are HD packs for various games, but like GTA 5 is still like, nah. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I mean, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this computer's pretty
A lot
beefy.
going on in that game.
I'm gonna bump it up to 4K and just see what happens. And 2 minutes into playing, I was like, wow, it's gorgeous. And then it went, you don't have enough video memory to run at this setting. A motherfucker has 11 gigs of
Holy
GDDR6, I think it is, or 5, whatever the fucking badass shit is.
I don't
I'm
know
like,
what that means, but it sounds impressive.
It's a lot of dedicated video memory. That's like
Yeah.
more than half of my system memory, I think. But
Wow.
yeah, so whatever. It's just a small rant, but
It's just
that's
weird that they do that.
It's never good
You know,
enough.
because
And
that game
nothing
was-
you do is ever
That
good
game's
enough.
4 years old.
right, and that's the kind of mentality. That's what it really like. The bar it sets is like you will never have a completely ready computer ever,
Yep.
unless you were just willing to drop $6,000 every 2 years.
Yeah, and when they've gone that nuts with it,
Mm-hmm.
like GTA 6 might be out.
Right,
By the
exactly.
time
Yeah.
and you can actually
don't get me
run
wrong.
that affordably at any 4K
Yeah.
resolution.
Putting it at the setting it recommends, it looks amazing. Like, I mean, that's the secret with PC gaming, and I know some PC purists are probably like, you actually run GeForce Experience, noob. Whatever. It fucking simplifies PC gaming and,
Oh, yeah.
and all that. And the other games that just have a fucking auto detect my settings when it works is awesome. I want more of that shit. Mm-hmm. I don't want to fuck around with that. I don't have time for that. I don't care. I don't care about overclocking. I just want to put good hardware in there and hit go and play game.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish more games. I hope there is not some sort of dumb fragmentation thing where AMD gets a license to do this game the best, and Nvidia gets a license to do this game, because like not every game that I have shows up in that GeForce Experience. And if it takes a third party coming along and be like, fuck, we'll optimize all your games, you can have my money. I will fucking happily give you some money to offer that service.
Kiwi in the live stream chat says that Digital Foundry, which is apparently an entity of some sort, couldn't run Rise of the Tomb Raider on Macs with an i7 and 2 Titans in SLI. So they are literally going crazy with Mac settings.
It's weird. I just don't get that trend, but whatever.
Maybe it doesn't take any serious effort for them to offer those settings, so they do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway,
It's ridiculous.
the next one is probably going to be one where I might piss some more people off. But like, okay,
Hooray.
so I heard again. At this point, I'm practically shutting myself off from game news because I'm sick of this. Like, hear about a thing, get excited, wait a year, then it gets extended 6 more months, and then I don't care. Like, put games out when they're ready. I'm of that camp. Like, I don't need game now, but I don't like this. Hear about a game and then in 2 years have to get rehyped for it or something. So like I'm almost like taking game news as it comes. Like, oh, this game is available. Cool, I will try that. People are raving about it. So I got PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds for the PC, which is thing fucking
Alpha.
everybody's going nuts for, and it is alpha as fuck. Like that game is.
Yeah, so it's like swollen in charge.
Yes, yeah, it is. Your wife, that game fucked your wife.
Man,
That game fucks.
I don't even have a wife. That's amazing.
It's
Yeah.
so alpha.
It traveled in the future, found your wife, fucked her. No,
Damn.
like
It's fucking brutal.
this game is like so barely a concept right now. Like, I mean, it's
I don't
rough
know
as shit. I'm just saying, it is rough as shit. It is a super alpha game, and I'm sorry, I feel like if people are excited about it and having fun with it, that's great. But this seems like this happens time and time again, where alpha, beta, whatever thing comes out, this pre-release version of the game comes out, and by the time they actually finish it, the player base has moved on to something else.
That may very well happen with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Although they did get picked up by Xbox, so it's going to
Sure.
be
Yeah, it's gonna have an
console
Xbox
exclusive to Xbox.
Yeah. I just don't get it, because like right now, to me, the game is broken enough that I don't want to bother. But like I feel like I'm missing out on something, and people are like, "No, it's a great game." This, and you just have to do. I feel like a lot of PC people are like, have been frustrated with shit for so long that they just think these little minor annoyances are just, no, here's the workaround. If you say the word workaround, I don't want to play your game. Fix your fucking game, and then I will play it. That's all I'm asking. And I feel like this is partially on the games industry, for doing this, like putting these games out in a pre-release state and getting people hype about them, which is fine if it then carries over into the full game. But like Ark, from what I can tell, like everybody got hype on Ark, and now that's like they're basically like it's really close to being finished, and people are like, I don't give a shit about that anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and I was like, well, I kind of wanted to play the finished version of whatever that was going to be. When pooping was part of the command window wheel or whatever the fuck it was at the time.
Do it.
But like people going nuts and games journalists going nuts about it, I feel like they're creating like an even more elite circle where I don't think it's weird to say I want a game fixed and finished and put out then, and you're like hyping people up before it's even done. And then, like, the hype train rolls past it when it's actually done, and you have just hyped this game into existence, played it in its broken little state, and moved on. I mean, it feels weird.
Yeah.
It's like insect, pest style behavior. Like the fucking reavers just coming and going, like, we will dissolve your planet. Oh, it's fucked up now. Bye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, does anyone still play DayZ?
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
don't hear about it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I want to like. There are things in this game I want to like.
So I think Battlegrounds is almost a mod of. There's a weird thing about that whole like Arma, DayZ, like that whole chain of what I don't even know what the original game is. I think it may be Arma.
I think the guy PlayerUnknown did mods for those games.
Right, he
and
did
then-
mods
yeah.
for Arma, and that's where it started to become developed as.
Yeah, DayZ was a Arma 2 mod.
Okay,
That's
and
where
I
it
think
started.
I think they moved it over to Arma 3 because there's an Arma 3 out now, and there was, what was it? H1Z1 was another one of those battle royale games.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's actually I think that's like isn't that Sony's deal? Like they were like trying to like get some of that DayZ money.
Maybe.
Like that
Maybe,
that was
but there
a big
was a
studio,
but there
I
was
think,
a
yeah.
but there was a battle royale game that came, that popped up that was a mod of like Arma or DayZ or something.
The thing about those is like those aren't supposed to be battle royale games. They became that way. That was supposed to be like they had this like utopian like people will work together and and not kill each other while there's zombies around, and then everyone just gets to be like headshot, you suck, stole your shit, bye.
It seemed like DayZ from the get-go was all about fucking griefing the shit out of people.
A little bit, yeah.
But I will say this: I've really enjoyed. Like, there are probably 5 or 6 streamers that I follow. I don't know if they're streamers or YouTubers or whatever, but people that play video games on the internet for the entertainment of others. And I've watched them playing Battlegrounds, and it makes for excellent content. I hate the way that sounds coming out of my mouth now that I've said it, but it makes for really compelling viewing. So
I mean, I've watched people play Wildlands in a very similar way for like the wacky shit that can happen when you encounter somebody else, and I'm like, that game's finished. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know. I'm just
yeah.
if I were going to jump into a multiplayer experience for wackiness, I'd go play the finished game.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit different, but I totally can see your complaints, especially if it's not like I think you said you were having problems with the game crashing a lot.
Oh yeah,
So-
crashing. Click on something. I was like, nah. Like like, in a situation
Yeah.
where like a map is shrinking, people are coming after you. I want to be able to pick up something quickly.
Yeah.
I need to be able to do that.
And it's interesting that I follow several of these people who play that game, and I hear nothing about issues with it. I hear that there's a little bit of jank, there's some server lag, they have some crashes every now and again, but I'm really curious to know what's different between their experience and yours. Are they part of the hype train? Are they a paid part of the hype train for some reason?
Yeah.
And they're not talking about this stuff?
I'm not
or
saying
what?
they're paid. I
No,
just think it's
I
weird.
know.
Yeah,
I'm speculating
Yeah.
that myself. I'm wondering why I don't hear that kind of stuff from people, because all I hear are good things from the people that I follow. So
Yeah.
it makes me curious. Also, you should try to play it in just give it a shot with playing like in duos or something with somebody that is
Yeah.
a friend of the podcast or something. Because I want to hear your take of when the game works and
Yeah.
what you think about it. Or you could just wait. That's your choice. Your body, your choice.
So
It'll
up
be-
to you, man.
Yeah, it'll be out of alpha in 2019.
I was gonna
And-
say if I'm at this point I'm probably gonna play it on the Xbox One because they haven't said anything about wanting to support controllers on the PC because whatever, that's a whole other thing.
That game looks like it would be. I have such a hard time aiming with a controller. Even with aim assist.
I have completely reversed myself. Last time I tried to fire up Counter-Strike, I fucking sucked. I was like, wow, how do I move this?
Maybe you always sucked at Counter-Strike.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know anything about your Counter-Strike career.
Teabag your fucking drum set.
Excuse you? I don't even own a drum set.
Anyway, let's move on to another corner.
Last corner.
Quick corner. Fast corner.
Finale corner.
Yep.
Mobile corner.
Got to do this and leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're mobile.
First up, animation throwdown. I quit cold turkey. Basically, that's the only way to do it.
Good for you.
This is just in those games where it's like check every day,
Yep.
and get all that. And there was a point where I was just like, I hit basically pinball weekend. I was like, I'm not checking it,
Yeah,
and then I had no desire to go back. And
that's how you do it.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I'm out.
You filled up that hole in your heart with hamburgers.
Kind of something like that. I don't know. Yeah, hamburgers and liquor and other things.
Yeah,
Yeah, but otherwise now I just play Kami 2.
Kami
Kami 2.
Okay.
I think I talked about Kami 1 way back when on the show, which is basically it gives you a pattern on the screen and you have to select colors to basically you have a certain number of moves to clear out the board and make the entire board one color. And when you tap a color, it hits all contiguous colors of that and fills them in. So it's basically a process of elimination game. This one's different from Kami 1 in that you have to do it in what they call the perfect way, whereas the other one you had the leeway of like one move, where like say it took 5 moves, like they gave you 5 moves and you could do it in 6 and it would clear it, whereas now you have to clear it in 5 or you can't move on. So it's a little more difficult, but they don't ask you for any money. Like you don't have to pay for anything. They have daily challenges. They have 5 daily ones that cycle out that are user created. So I do that every day is I check the new one and see,
Is it a free game to begin with?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Ad supported?
Apparently, I think Harlow found out like it's hints. Like you get a certain number of free hints, and then you can buy more hints later as you go on. But if I can't beat something, I just go, all right, whatever, and move on to something else.
Yeah.
And I think you can buy extra skins, like you can unlock the skins as you play through the story mode and all that, where it's different color palettes and different textures and that sort of thing, and you can build your own stuff. But me, I never get into the build your own shit for anything because
Yeah.
I just don't care ever. I'm like, if people want to make me shit, that's cool, but I'm not giving you anything back. I'm greedy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's free. It's looks nice. It's pleasant, and it lends itself to like little sessions. Just quick phone stuff. So I like it.
Cool.
I can recommend it. Kami 2.
Kami 2. Speaking of all those things, free and time wasting and something you can just pick up in small bursts, Crazy Taxi Gazillionaire is a game. I don't play a lot of mobile games. This one just kind of popped up and I downloaded it because it's free. It's, I guess it's a clicker. I guess that's a
So
genre
it's just
now.
a tapper.
Kind of, yeah. There's some management sim to it, but it's just clicking and making the numbers go up and prestiging and starting over and seeing how much further you can get. It's totally fine, completely fine. It's got some really clever writing to it. Actually, like you actually want to read the text they serve up. It's kind of faithful to Crazy Taxi. I mean, it looks like like it exists in the Crazy Taxi universe. It has that goddamn Offspring song in it a million times. I mean,
Yeah.
it's exactly.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. And while there are some paid stuff in there, I've never once even come close to needing it. I've never even felt like, man, I should probably throw $2 and get those things. Not even close. Like the amount of stuff they give you, the 6 different currencies that exist, you just keep getting them, and the game doesn't yell at you either. Like I've never been like, hey, come back and do the thing. It's never been a thing. Whenever you check back in, all your numbers have gone up, and when you log in, it's like, watch this video and double the number that you just got. And I let a 30-second ad play, which I barely pay attention to, and it doubles my money, and I prestige and move on. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's a perfect time waster.
Weird. That's pretty much exactly the game I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
But I think much older and began its life as like a flash game online or something, like a browser game.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why, just was playing something and this popped up, and I kind of like the aesthetic, so I picked up Adventure Capitalist, which is an older game. I know a lot of you are like, oh, you're just now playing that, but yeah, it's literally just like a management sim. Like time equals things earning money,
Yep.
and then you hit a certain point where it's like it's just not earning fast enough, and you get what they call like angel investors that also build up over time, and you essentially prestige and start all over, and you can take those angel investors and but like they give you a base percentage just by themselves, but then you can buy, take them and buy other upgrades which accelerate everything. Now, I said all that to say it's the weirdest sensation to be completely and fully aware that you are tapping on a fucking Skinner box,
Yeah.
but like not having enough self-control to stop doing it.
Yeah.
Like from the second I started playing this game, I was like, the fuck is the point of this? I'm literally just tapping and making thing happen and making number go up.
Yep.
And
weeks
then
later.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, what? I'm very, very close to stopping because like I think the game. No, I mean I've actually
last
I've
word.
almost like essentially
I've almost quit
I've
heroin.
almost essentially beaten
I've
the game.
apologized to everyone I've hurt.
You cannot
Yeah.
prestige any further.
Yeah, because like all right, so I think the game originated with just like here are your businesses, and I think they decided to expand out. So now you have Earth, you have the Moon, and you have Mars, and so you could have like different set of businesses on each one, which at the time meant watching ads, clicking here, waiting time for each one.
Yep.
I've beaten Mars. That one is actually pretty easy to do. It doesn't take very much time. I've beaten the Moon. The Earth is next. The Earth was like the original one, I think, and takes more time. There's more levels of things.
Yeah.
But I'm either at the point where I'm suddenly going to have because it seemed like both Mars and the Moon, like a certain day, all of a sudden it was like, holy fuck. I looked down at my angel investors and it's just like off the fucking chart.
Yeah.
Your prestige. And it's like, holy shit, I'm full and I've got 5 times as many angel investors as I had last time. And like, I just prestiged like 4 times in one day and was finished with them. And it was like, you just beat that like threshold of like, what did I do? Did I just break the game? Like what happened?
Yeah.
And that hasn't happened for the Earth yet. So I'm either about to hit that point or just be like, fuck it, I'm done. Like it's either one is coming like within a day or two, I think. But it's such a weird thing where like I am conscious enough to realize there is literally no point to this game, and yet I can't stop doing it. And I don't know what that is. Like,
Well, there's obviously something satisfying about it in some way.
kind of. I
Like-
mean, it's really to me. It's just like
Even if it's just a base level, like, okay, this is a thing I don't have to think about. I just
That's
touch
kinda
it.
well, this
and-
one gets even worse because like right off the bat, you hire managers that actually just do the clicky bit for you. So like it's literally just at a certain like before very long in the game, it's just progress bars going across, and then you're just
Have you
checking.
ever played Cookie Clicker?
No. But it's
Okay.
probably something like that.
Look up Cookie Clicker.
I don't know if
No.
I want to do that.
These are all advancing on those.
Just-
they're
Yeah.
Just look it up. You don't.
Sure.
I just want you to play like. Just look at it
Just
for,
take a little
for 10 or
taste-
15
little
minutes.
taste of
no,
the
no,
heroin.
no. I'm fully aware that like it's the exact same kind of thing, but it is the genesis for what you're playing, and I want you to just.
Well, I don't know.
see
'Cause
it.
like I said, I
Or
think
Cow
this
Clicker.
game is like a older game. I don't know which game first, whatever. But
Cookie Clicker's kind of old.
it's like I said,
triggering those dopamine.
it really is. It's
receptors.
weird.
numbers go up.
Yeah, numbers
feel
go up.
better.
Like, oh look, I can click on this upgrade down. Oh, like by completing this bar, it 5 times whatever I was doing. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's like it's literally just a time waster. Like I have a certain point in the day at work where, again, like when you let it sit for so long, you get the 30-second ad and it doubles what you had. But if you watch, I can't remember. I guess it's probably 6. 'cause
If
I
you
think-
shout McDonald's at your phone, it'll
yeah, I think it's 6 per day, and I think it's meant for like spread it out throughout the day. Watch 6 15 to 30-second ads, and you get 24 hours of bonus time.
Yeah.
And again, I just have a certain point in the day when I'm like first usually getting into the office, and it's just like, all right, I'm like an entire 12 hours ahead somehow. Like I don't know what I did, but like I've never actually had the timer run out.
Yep.
So like in the mornings, it's just like click, don't even pay attention to it, read the news. Oh, that ad's done, click, and it's just this weird passive thing that's kind of almost like fallen into my routine. Is that a game or just like advanced level, wooting or something. You know, like I just need like a daily ritual of like, oh, it's time to check this. You know, it's really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like I can't
But,
explain it.
I mean, that was what Animation Throwdown was. It
Yeah.
became part of my routine.
Yeah.
And then when I realized I was interrupting other stuff I should be doing because I was like, oh man, I gotta get my battle in. You know, and it's like, no, I don't. It doesn't like all I'm doing is earning stuff with better numbers to replace the stuff with the other numbers, so that I can fight things with higher numbers once it moves me up to the level with more numbers. You know,
Right.
it's like,
At least I'll say this one has done the opposite of what most of these like that usually turn me off to these games is having beaten the other 2 planets and being down to I only give a shit about the one now, which it has mean I have to watch a lot less ads and other things. Like most of these, it's like the Star Wars Galaxy. No, it wasn't Galaxy. It was the old RPG. Whatever the fucking Galaxy of Heroes. That's what it was. That was their mobile game. Like I was playing the shit out of that until they added like the one other thing, and I was like, "Fuck it, no, whole other system. Fuck you. You've crossed the line. This was already like too much time out of my day."
Yeah.
And this one has like actually gotten down to where I'm barely got the one thing to pay attention to now. So it's just kind of weird because like when I think back like 2 weeks ago when I was checking 3 fucking planets and blah blah blah, and, or no, 2
Yeah.
planets and a moon. But yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
It's weird. I don't get it. That's all.
all right, we're gonna wrap up with one Twitter question.
Okay.
This is a quick one
Okay.
from Pixelated Reality.
All right.
It says, if you could have one arcade cabinet in your home, what game is it?
Dragon's Lair.
Wow,
Weak.
that's the worst choice.
Nope.
I'm sorry, but it's
No, he
your
loves it.
choice. Quick time event in the game.
Mine, at first I was gonna say it would have been the Star Wars Pod Racer, which had the two
that's a good
the
one,
two
but it's
twin
so
sticks.
difficult.
But it's so hard, and
Yeah.
it probably looks like shit now.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen one in at least 10 years.
Yeah.
So I have to go with APB
Nice.
Is that
because
the,
you can't duplicate that
Yeah.
on a home console.
Yeah.
is that like Tokyo Police Cop or
What's that?
APB? Like
that
No,
the one
it's
with the
like
steering
late
wheel and the
80s.
gun?
It had the steering wheel. It was a top down.
Yeah.
And you were just arresting dudes. Like Litter Bugs was, I think, the first
Okay.
one.
that wasn't like a ride-in.
No,
No.
you stood
Okay.
in front of it, but it did have a pedal and a wheel.
There's a version of it on the Xbox disc, the Midway Arcade Treasures or whatever, and it's unplayable because you don't have the control. It's one of those games that you can't emulate because the controls
Yep.
just you
That's
can't.
the only reason
Right.
I want is I loved
Can't
it.
spin that
It was
wheel
at
a
the-
million times.
It was at the 7-Eleven near my house, and I couldn't tell you how many quarters I put in that damn thing.
Yeah.
And I would continue to put quarters in it.
Yeah, I mean my default answer is like I want to say like an original
Mark
Street
II.
Fighter 2, like not Champion, not Hyper
Yeah.
or anything, but you can emulate that perfectly. So like saying that makes me think. Forget Mortal Kombat 2. I almost said Mark 2 again. Forget all the things that like like NBA Jam. Forget all those. I'd have to go with like Silent Scope or something that you can't do anywhere else. But fuck it, if I'm gonna have one, I want the fucking Star Wars Battle Pod.
Yeah, it's
I want
pretty
that just to play it. I still
Play
have
it
yet to
once.
play a battle pod.
Fucking go to Dave and Buster's, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, let's
literally
take-
right there.
Let's take it
Yeah.
to Dave and Buster's.
I have to go to Dave and Buster's.
Okay.
Oh shit, it's
Yeah, it's right by my
so
work.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could just drop in
I should
after
do it at
work.
lunch.
Yeah. Totally.
there you
Yeah,
go.
I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fuck work. I'm battle pod.
Damn.
You can eat there. Have
I've-
live lunch.
I've talked about this I think before on the podcast, but there's a game called Lucky and Wild.
Oh yeah.
It's a 2-seater sit down, like left guy has the wheel, brake and gas and a gun, and the guy on the right just has a gun. And that game provided me endless entertainment at the putt-putt nearest to my house when I was growing up. The like 9 times total I got to go there. But yeah, that's my jam. If I ever see a Lucky and Wild cabinet, I might mortgage a testicle to take it home.
You're shy 2 testicles now. Just
Yeah,
for, just for a pro
running
controller and a
And
arcade
Lucky
cabinet.
and Wild.
Look, I'm not.
You won't be
used-
lucky or wild if you don't have either testicle.
Also the name of your testicles.
The left one drives, the right one shoots.
You got it.
Oh man,
Yikes.
those are good jokes.
All right. So that's a good way to end it.
Yeah.
I think so.
I wanted to end on some positivity there.
Okay.
So,
Good enough.
All
yeah.
right.
Appreciate it.
If you want to write us, we're going to say, where my skull at noquarters.net.
Yeah,
Is there
Larry.
the location of my skull. And also, whenever Xbox Lives, Major Nelson, posts.
You mean
about,
Larry Herb, Xbox
yeah, Larry Herb,
Lives, Major
Xbox Lives,
Nelson?
Major Nelson, at Major Nelson on Twitter. Whenever he posts about backwards compatibility, please join us in tweeting him about how we would prefer whatever it is actually be 50 Cent Blood on the Sand.
Because we want 50 Cent Blood on the Sand.
Yeah.
Backwards compatible.
Hashtag
Yes.
50 Cent Blood on the Sand.
Right.
Hashtag Wear My Skull.
Exactly.
Larry.
Yeah, Larry.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
prefer just asking where my skull, Larry.
Yeah.
But speaking of Twitter, find us on twitter.com/noquartersnet, youtube.com/noquartersnet, facebook.com/noquartersnet, twitch.tv/noquartersnet.
That's right. And join us every Monday night at 9 p.m. for BJ versus his Pile of Shame on Twitch.
There we go.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's it. We promise it will not be 2.5 months next time.
Nope.
It'll be
Because God
3.5
forbid
months.
we'd be stuck in here for this long again.
Yeah.
Too much. It was too much, man.
Exactly.
So yeah, let's get out of here. I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And I'm Harlow.
This is No Quarters out.
Yeah, sorry, the SD card ran out like 3 hours ago. I'm kidding. It didn't. No, it ran out of space. That was a joke. Not
Gasp.
like it didn't record.
Ha.
Snappy Mackie.
All right.
All right,
are
we made it out.
Are we still doing the intro?
No.
No. No.
No.
We got too much to talk about this time anyway.
Can't fit it all.
No. I thought it would just be funny to be like, this month on the quarters. Wait, this month? We haven't done one in fucking forever.
Perfect. I'm using that.
There it is.
Well,
you.
let me do it a little more professionally.
All
I
right.
can do a little bit better.
Go for it.
Coming up this month on No Quarters. Wait, month?
This month?
Wait, yeah?
Dude, we haven't done one of these in forever.
There you go. That's better. Tag team.
Yo, MTV Raps.
Yeah.
Thanks. Are you Dr. Dre or Ed Lover?
I'll see you cats tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do this again.
Bye.
Let's talk about college kickboxers.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Dude, oh yeah. Sorry, live stream's still going. Bye.
Oh, hi.
We didn't officially say bye. Bye. We're leaving now. Bye bye.